Boop, boop. Okay. And I am live. Okay, cool. Mister. Oh, Mister. I got that song stuck in my head. Song. Uh, do, 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 do. Okay, cards up. It's weird living in the house with a roof and a bed. Been a very long time since I've had such luxuries. Good morning, Greases.
Good morning, John.
Doesn't seem like very many people are out and about at the moment.
They should be waking up. You
I'm.
know how it is.
Actually, I don't. I am usually up in the evening. This is the first time that I've actually been up in the morning.
Well, it should get livelier soon around here.
Actually, I've been actually waking up in the morning since this whole place changed.
Well, can be a good thing. You have the entire day ahead of you.
I guess so. I guess it would give me more time to get certain things done, I suppose. I'm gonna look around. See who's awake. You too, Graces. These kids, they don't know anything. Okay. Yeah. Good morning.
Morning. How's it going?
It's going well. No, you might have given me a heart attack if it weren't for your bell. I heard it quite a while away.
I see. So you didn't realize that I was standing behind you for about 30 seconds to a minute with the same pose?
I heard your bell. It sounded like it was getting closer, but there was a moment where...
Right here, my dear.
Ah.
Walked right past me without even saying hello.
Oh, you're invisible. How am I supposed to see you if you're visible?
Excuses, my dear.
Well, I couldn't hear you. You were standing still, so your bell wasn't going off.
Good point. I'll let you off this time, but don't let it happen again.
Understood. I will be more observant.
I hope you guys have a good morning.
You too, Adagio. Good morning, Wayne.
You can hear the bell?
Well, not the first time I passed her, no.
Oh. That would be slightly concerning if we couldn't hear the bell.
I did hear it the second time when she walked closer to me.
I mean, she can turn completely invisible.
Yes, the only telltale signs usually is her bell. She's a very light stepper. You would not be able to hear her footsteps.
Maybe she should just add like footsteps or something to it.
That would kind of defeat the purpose.
I mean,
The bell already defeats the purpose, but she can always take the bell off, so. Besides that, if the town is ever in trouble and she needs to use it for other purposes, again, she can just rip the bell off. Having noisier shoes that make noise wouldn't really help if a situation like that occurred. Although I got to say,
you still like travel through grass and stuff, right? You're like
Yeah.
an assassin, aren't you?
yeah, I was about to say, I probably would have tried to recruit her in my old world.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty good skill to have.
You know, recruit her, give her the choice of recruiting and working for us, or dying because she didn't learn, because she knows magic.
I assume so.
Forbidden magic, so that would be very forbidden. She could wreak all sorts of havoc, but we could overlook that if she worked for us.
Well, we still can't go into the forest. A few people got some of the crates from the harbor that were floating in the sea, so we have a bit more supplies. We learned that apparently the most pressing concern is we don't really have a.
Hmm. Please, go over her, my Trisyra. Make sure that she's safe.
Where is he at?
I assume you're looking for Lawrence to get you a breakfast.
Yes.
I have not seen him yet this morning. He wasn't inside the house when they woke up, so.
All right.
That poor boy. Always starving. Always hungry. Oh, Lawrence. You'll be happy to know that Wayne is looking for you because he's hungry. Though I suspect you already know as much, considering he's always hungry.
No.
He pulls out a book from his bag and starts writing.
said like I get one representative, and he called for me because like he helped me he helped me cure Mango since the whole thing of her. So I came over and see the only courtrooms I've ever been in had a judge or like had a lawyer with that accent to it. So I figured. So I figured I would go with that same old drawl to make sure the people understood that I had authority and you would listen to what I was going to say, and that I knew exactly what I was saying when I said it.
Fair.
That man
Use the right voice for the right time.
Man, that man had such a fun personality too. I'll never remember I'll always forget. I'll never forget the one thing that he said that was so funny. It's like after everything was said and done, it's like, man, that kid's about as sharp as a bowling ball, and he fucking walked off, and I'm just like,
oh, that's terrible.
Jeez,
that's terrible.
Kids, ain't that?
What do you have him working on?
Funny though, funny.
Oh,
I
I'm
don't
just
have
using
him
the
working
bench
on
for the
anything.
moment.
Yeah.
Working on a grindstone for the forge.
Ah, I see.
I'm glad you recognize me. Many people haven't, but I'm glad that
Cool.
I change clothes and people are like, "Who
So?
are you?" And I'm like, "Get closer to me, and if you get hotter all
Just
of a
paying a
sudden,
visit?
take a guess."
Yeah, just paying a visit.
Okay.
Seeing if you needed any help with
Probably
anything.
the biggest factor.
'Cause,
Also, glowing eyes,
just
like,
woke up,
reddish complexion.
noticed the town
I
board,
tend to-
saw a
I
bunch
tend
of
to burn
people
a
were all
little on the slower
kind of
side to be a little on the red.
conglomerating
Prefer
into
color,
like
blue,
groups
but
of sorts.
getting into
The different guilds and whatnot.
territory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd the sleep go?
I've been dragging my feet on starting the Crafters Guild or the Artisans Guild. I've been dragging my feet on that.
I'm not in a dream anymore.
I was going
Isn't
to
there
after
already-
the festival,
Yeah.
and then we all.
It
Is
takes a bit of
there?
getting
I
used
know
to
they have the
this place,
forge, but
apologies for that.
I mean, it's hard to say, really.
Have you had
Like,
anything to eat yet? 'Cause we do
none of the
have
crafters.
Mm.
Have all the crafters
food
like
background.
gone together and
Probably
talk
not.
about it?
I've talked to
Not yet.
I talked to John here. I talked to others
me,
about it, and they've all
basically,
agreed. I just
if you grow
gotta,
a
I guess,
shrubbery
do all
and-
the official paperwork. Or
I'm pretty much
I've just been dragging my feet on it.
One made of fire.
Just been busy.
But, I
Well,
know
of
that-
course we moved town.
I know most of Flesh and
Technically,
Blood still
so that
Yeah.
eat food, so I think a
Mm.
lot of people are
Getting
more
used
so
to,
gathering
so.
down on the first floor.
I mean,
Once
I used to
talked
run a guild
that very
myself,
reason.
so I can understand
Mm.
the
I was
issue
gonna
there.
make my way down that way. I just wanted to check in with the neighbors.
Bureaucracy.
I'm guessing
Mm.
at the tavern.
Not to mention that I guess
Fair
the
enough.
farm is technically a group, but
Yeah, the tavern around the area.
it's just the
and
farm to
also
me.
just,
So
Yeah.
Well, you said yourself
I
it's a
mean,
neutral.
same.
It's a neutral zone, so it makes sense it would have its own
yeah.
Good day.
designation.
Yeah.
You have a
I mean, as long as you all leave the
Mm.
bullshit outside, then we'll have no problem.
His name is Dwayne.
Exactly.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Leave
You wanna come
leave
here
your
and get
problems
some-
and your business, or not business.
Mm.
Problems and issues
mean,
at the door. That's what it was.
Clothes for,
Leave your
what the
problems and
fuck?
issues at the
Problems and
door.
issues.
Bring your business in.
I have different clothes. I'm
or
still
just
me.
relax.
What the?
Have a nice conversation.
Yeah.
Have a good meal.
I traveled as a
Because
bar
now
for
you
a
have,
while,
Yeah.
and I went.
now you have a
The town seemed to have agreed with that. Gave you a nice little area separate from the town, so
The Magitech rifle. It's more so that
separate
I
from
don't
the
know
town,
myself
not
better. I don't actually
completely
know myself
isolated, but
better, so-
at least a barrier a little bit.
But I also
Level
found
2.
this old girl.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I haven't
Yeah.
wielded a rapier in such a long time.
I mean, if I get enough people, I will
Yeah.
think about expanding out to the forest
See?
that way, but do a different
Hmm.
approach like I did
Sorry
with
if you're
the
scared of swords.
forest last time I made the rice field. See if I can do a
level 2 Julian.
a kind of a natural coexistence with the forest already there instead of just tearing it down.
Mm.
You can have
Yeah,
whatever reality you
clearing
want. I'm
away
just
just
saying
to
you
make
can
space for
wear
things.
different clothes.
Understood.
I mean,
Don't
I'd
Yeah,
rather,
no,
I'd
if
rather.
you need any help, I'm down.
I mean, if I could build people tree houses, that'd be fun too.
Ooh, that'd be interesting. I've never seen one of those yet.
Maybe.
How do you?
I mean, that all depends on like how many folk is part of the farm, quote unquote.
I think it's a close.
Brian.
But oh well.
Actually got that.
Did
you see the bridge?
How, everything's all
Yeah.
right? Oops.
By the way,
Oops.
did
There's like a half-done bridge. Okay.
he should have came to you. I let him know that you were looking for him for breakfast.
Yeah. But generally, I want giant vegetables, and I know Bryant has them.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and I'm staring, and I'm looking. Do you need me to get an extinguisher?
Good morning, John.
Morning. How goes things?
Good. Trying to find where I can find some crystals.
Crystals? Oh, what do you mean other than the obvious location of the crystal tree? Which, has been confused for the fire tree.
Well, I don't think I can take crystal from the crystal tree. I'm not sure
Why
how
not?
that would work.
I mean, okay. Well,
Well, I mean,
you know what?
well, first off, whose
Okay,
crystal
so-
tree is it? It's not the fire tree, so it's not Julian's.
Well, okay, so the first question is who is going to stop us?
That's a very weird question from someone who says they are the hero of Sundial.
Yes, well, that was last Sundial. I've done my quest. I've done my epic quest, and now I am at a loose end.
Spear? What do you use it for?
Also, besides,
Spear. Crystal?
besides,
Spear?
I've still yet to get to what's in my knighthood. So you know, I'm.
It's really hard to,
You know what?
for those on the on the.
There's no
internet,
forest for
friends,
me
like,
to run around in. So
So you know about
the town is my
world
forest, shall we
from
say?
all of the fantasy stuff that you
Okay, well,
Your
you know what? I'm
face-
curious. This is probably a very bad idea, and it's going to backfire, but you know, I'm very curious to see how this will go.
Well, okay. You know what? That's fine. We shall see. We shall both learn. We will both learn from my mistakes. And my mistakes are probably going to be horrendous, but if anything, it will be educational.
Although it may just be more simple than that. It could just be that we have to emulate these things. For what purpose, I'm not entirely sure.
Oh no! I don't trust how this is gonna go. I
genuinely
don't trust
see
this.
what the worst that could happen would be.
What's the worst that could happen? A lot of things. John, you're not thinking this through. John.
There's crystals just knocking around the place, aren't there?
I suppose so.
So yes, I think the first thing is that do you want it from the tree itself, or do you want to take it from the gigantic mass of crystals that are behind it?
Well, there seems to be more crystals, and we don't know if taking from the crystal tree will kill it. So probably smarter to take it from the rock.
Yes, I suppose. Okay, well then. So first things first, do you have a means of actually taking the crystal from the tree?
Well, no, because I
Or
didn't.
not from the tree, from the
Because I
rock?
didn't think, I didn't think of doing this, so I don't have any implements on hand at the moment.
So you were just running around hoping to find some random crystal lying about?
Well, I was looking for an area where I can mine before I started mining it. Signs, that there might be crystals or there might be other minerals. Similar to the caves that we had in town.
Yes, well, I don't think we've actually found any mines, and honestly, I don't know how many people have actually explored around the outer edges of the town.
We explored the outer edges of the town, where it starts to be a bit of a forest. There weren't really any caves or any of nature of that kind. They did try eating into an area that there could be some minerals, but there weren't any results from that.
Well, that's a shame. I mean, we could ask the defenders if they know anything about miscellaneous crystals lying about that you could use for whatever nefarious purposes you had in mind.
It's nothing nefarious, it's, my mask, getting it topped up.
You need crystals for your mask?
Well, apparently to get it charged up, yes.
Yes,
Good
hello.
day.
Very quickly, we are going to go speak with Sir Bryant, but Sir Erhard believes that he has found more information regarding the stone, and there's a lot of peculiar mystery surrounding it that I think it's worth all of the defenders to gather together to learn about.
Oh, well.
So we will try to inform everyone together shortly, maybe by midday, if that is fine by everyone's times.
I mean, midday isn't shortly, but I suppose that will have to do.
Maybe then in 2 hours, maybe even towards the end of the day, if that's easiest for everyone.
Well, no, that's even further. Like I was. No, okay. If you have midday in mind, then so be it.
How about...
You were discussing the meeting.
Oh, hello, greetings. Yes, we could speak to Sir Bryant and come right back here right after, if that's easiest.
We still need to go and gather the others, unless you'd volunteer to do so.
What's to gather any more of the Order of Defenders that just happen to be knocking around at the moment?
Yes, it may be. I need to have a meeting with others. I had a strange dream that I need to speak about.
Oh, is this prophetic?
I'm not sure. It's magical, I feel. Maybe not prophetic.
Okay, so how many... Okay, so how many sheep were there?
No sheep.
Okay.
Just a voice.
Just a voice.
Sorry.
Did it
All of my dreams have sheep.
did it inquire about gathering the artifacts?
Artifacts? What do you mean?
The one
No?
similar
Okay.
to that one, yes?
So, what, for the scavenger hunt?
A scavenger hunt?
Yes, the
What are you
scavenger
talking
hunt.
about?
The, where you're what was it? Something about trying to find some seaweed, some acorns, an apple, something like that.
Where did you hear about this from?
Oh, this was a poem that was on the tree over there, but it was in, what was it, Old Fae language. They had to swap my eye out so I could read it.
I'm not sure what that
Yes.
means, but I'm guessing this is something that happened yesterday.
Yes, correct.
We were a bit busy yesterday, but this is good to know. But no, I think this is completely unrelated to what you're talking about. I think the dream has something to do with the rock over there.
Oh. The mysterious rock inside the rock.
Yes, I suppose.
I still think it's a sword.
You think? Do you really think it's a sword? Okay, hold on.
I don't think
I think it's a hilt.
You think that is a hilt? Well,
it seems. Well, here's the thing.
Where's the rest of it? Where's the crossguard?
I believe it's all buried. I think magic has impaled it. But also, Sir Red has a tool designed with the same gem on it, and it seems very particular. It's kept at his forge, and it's themed around his forge. Why
There's
not have
also
something similar in relation to us here? We were all placed in our places for a reason.
Also, there's some kind of similar device in the kitchens and down in the town.
Okay, so under the assumption that these are tools of some kind, then what would this tool be? And do you think that this is a sword?
I think it's a sword.
What do you think, Sir Earhart?
I'm not entirely sure. I detected creation magic inside of it. It may have something to do with the gears I heard turning in the dream I had. And the gears that I heard in the dream were coming from down below the ground. Something inside of this mountain. I think it's connected to that somehow.
Hello.
Good day.
Tis handshake, fist bump, hand high five. Make a fake name. It's a start.
It's a
start.
I think I found one of your.
To make it less. Yeah. Probably the best idea.
The place is called Sundial because everybody has a sundial, and the tree's called Sundial.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess.
I mean, I guess you could ask
Moye
Moye.
might.
Yeah, Moye might be able to speak to Dead and ask why it's named Sundial.
Well, yeah, that'd be a very important thing to ask. Like, why you think?
Unless.
I look forward to seeing what we can do with it.
Help them. I try to give them.
You wouldn't happen to have a chisel and hammer, would you?
That one right there.
I'm afraid not. Have you tried asking Anton? The
He's.
stonemason?
I have not. Do you know where he is? And what he looks like, I don't.
Not currently. He's wearing like he has light blue hair, wears a weird shirt without any things for the arms.
Like with
and
gold, like boots that
yeah.
have like gold accents on them.
I don't really notice. I haven't really looked on there. Oh, there he is, right there.
Oh yeah, so him, yes. Do you have a hammer and chisel that I can use?
Yeah, it's fine. Hold on. Let's put the grindstone down.
Mr. Anton is very strong.
Thank you. I appreciate this.
No problem.
Hey, Mr.
Yes. How can I help you,
I
Nerta?
worked on the thing last night. The only problem is I don't know if this is actually a poison mushroom. I was too afraid to actually try to taste it and stuff, but if you want to take it and then see if you can find out if it's poison or not.
Sure.
You know?
Out of
Let me
character,
know.
is it? Or
It should be, but
Okay.
she didn't want to taste it or anything.
okay, fair enough. Probably a
It
good
should
call
be,
to
it
not
should
taste
get you
it.
like out of character. It should make you want to throw up. It's like a nauseous sort of thing.
Understood. That should be pretty easy to test. Right, thank you. Thank you. I will
Hey.
test it and I will get back to you.
From that game.
You're welcome, John.
There are two people. There are two people that I trust.
No, it's a real place. What?
As he walks by, you'll see that he has a big hammer and a chisel in his hand. Good day.
Are you mining again? Or,
Oh, no. I'm gonna try to help out.
Maybe you are correct. I can't have my hands getting injured.
Hey.
That's fair.
As he walks
You
up,
don't necessarily have to.
you'll see that he has a huge hammer and a chisel in his hand.
What's that for?
Wait, I'm not sure if we would need. Are you wanting to break the rock?
Well, I was going to try to get a piece of the crystal, but I figured I'd offer on my way over.
You mean the crystal from the grove over there?
Yes, not the crystal tree. It was John's idea. He thinks it would. Since we don't have any other ways of getting crystals, that might be a way for me. So I'm going to give it a try.
I think I
Wishing you
prefer.
well the luck.
I think it would be best if we leave the rock alone for now until we know more. But thank you for the offer, though.
Well, I was on my way anyway, so figured I'd offer at least.
Of course.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Sir John.
Of course. Oh god, this time it's this John. Oh, wait a minute. And see if they say anything to Worst thing about having to wait for this is the fact that I know it's a bad idea, but fuck it, John doesn't have any other ideas. They have no condition. Good to know. Hi, is there a god available?
What do you need?
Yeah, what's up?
John is trying an idea that John gave him of taking a piece of one of the crystals in the Crystal Grove. Just wanted to see if there was any repercussions of that.
I don't think so.
Don't think so.
Okay, thank you.
But I hope that points you in the right direction.
Me too. I'll look at the library after the. I could make a cream of mushroom sauce if we have milk. For like pork or any other meat we need.
I think that goes against one of the values.
Is there anything that you want to do?
Sorry,
We can talk about that.
I feel like I'm at a
Gems can be
convention.
whatever, but a parrot is a must.
Welcome.
Okay, well, where do I get and or find whatever that is?
I'll need to visit
You have
Best
to
Planet.
give back to nature as much as you get. So
That's not very helpful.
I
haven't found out where gems come from here
That's
yet.
fine. You just have to get back and.
I think the gems would be the easy part. I just don't know what the parrot.
I is going to reach into his coat pocket and bring out a red gem. I could not find the specific gem that you asked for, but I wanted to see if this would work.
Hmm?
What kind of gem is it?
I got it from the Crystal Grove that was next. It was part of the big red crystal that's behind the crystal tree.
Is that for you?
Yes, for the mask, but I mean, if we find out that's what we need in order to do magical stuff, then
I guess you're not wrong. If it works for you, it probably worked for me, right?
correct.
So this come from the tree, or it come from around the tree?
Okay, so there's a crystal tree, and then behind it is like red crystals. I took it from the red crystals behind the red crystal tree.
He's gonna lick it. He puts it in his mouth and starts crunching on it. Tree crystals candy.
But it's not the tree, it's the red crystals behind it? Are they the same crystal?
Second floor. So, second floor.
Before you continue your conversation, you said I need 2 gems and a what now?
Is it like that
Just give me 1 moment.
Peridot. It's a gem.
I mean, if you're willing to
Oh, I'll go looking for that stuff.
It's a specific type of
I'll
gem.
Yeah, I think I'm caught up now. Just a little struggling a little bit for a second, but I think I get what I'm looking.
Might as well just show him.
I'm going to go talk to the smith here. I'll get you the 2 random gems first, and then I'll look for the one that I actually need.
diverge from the path
I welcome the
John,
you do leatherworking.
So the red I do. Give me just 1 second. So the red crystal behind the tree, that's not going to work, or?
I'm sure they can help you.
He takes it out of his mouth just in case.
You need Brian?
Please
tell me you know who I am.
The town will let you out at the moment.
I don't believe we've met.
I'm not sure. Let me think about it.
Okay, well, if you need any more, I should be able to grab more for you.
Julian, you also changed skin tones.
Denim.
Already?
I've been.
Sorry about that.
I've been calling them Julian too. I can wear it without it catching fire.
Feels like leather just got in.
It's so impressive. Oh my goodness, this outfit is amazing.
Thank you.
Can I call you?
Thank you. I haven't worn this in a long time. I'm glad you like it.
It looks good.
No, you're right. I didn't notice it first.
He's like evolved into like Super Julian because he has like a gun and a sword and 2 swords.
Wayne, he's a living embodiment of fire. He can. I think that's, you know, in your thing that you're struggling with is that he's wearing new clothes.
Look, I'm not even using my magical sword. This is a regular rapier. Like,
I'll see you later, Master Adidas.
It's very finely crafted.
Can you wield both the gun and the rapier at the same time?
No, the question that you should be asking now is,
yes, I can.
He's a living embodiment of fire, so how does he not accidentally set off his gun? That's the question you should ask.
Julian 2.
Easy. There's no blast powder in this. It's just raw fire.
See, there you go. Makes sense.
And I can do it again and again and again and again.
Where's the hut?
So.
Do you know where the hut is? Can't help you there.
That always scares
Now,
me.
Wayne, you said that you needed. Speaking of clothes, you said you wanted some leather things.
But Miss Remy.
Oh yeah.
She wanted to
backpacks
made.
Backpacks. How many do you need? How large? What are you?
Liza and Sir
Do you need them
Want me to
waterproofed?
speak to him whenever he's available?
I need probably medium-sized ones. Probably 3 of them. At least with like a few pockets.
Okay. Have you figured out how to get where you can get more leather?
Remy, my character starts like tapping.
Because we don't have the woods
Remy.
anymore.
Yeah,
Scaring me.
How does he know my name? This guy's scaring me. Where's the thing? Take me to the thing. Take me to the
I'm not
thing.
sure, but we
Here,
should have
Miss
some.
Remy, Miss Remy.
Yes.
You seem quite busy. Fee is available. Fee seems available and around. Why don't I ask her to do this? And
I
you
have not
focus
seen
on
your brother.
present?
I'm headed to the farm anyway.
Why? Why are you looking for him?
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
Sorry, I just middle guy.
So-
I might have to ask Brian
He's new.
for his leather.
guy.
If
I
he does
need-
have some,
you'll
I might
need-
have to trade for something.
I'll let you
I need
continue
3
this.
animal hides per backpack for the medium ones.
Thank you. Her eyes were
So that
glowing
means
red.
you need
Let her check
9
this.
total.
Take me to the thing.
I would normally make them ahead, and then they would be ready for you when you drop the leathers off.
Good to see you, Remy. Yes.
But until you can figure out where you can get the leathers, I can't do that. I can't risk running out. I need to have a stockpile in case we need some emergency leather work. Like leather armor for someone that's injured or something. So, find out how you can get
I
leather,
might have to ask Brian.
get the leather, and then I will make your backpacks. Easy
I'm
peasy.
not sure where any of the others are, actually. How many are here today?
Gotcha.
Calvin of the Klein.
That's a good point. We can look around.
I have to go ask Brian then.
Actually,
Pretty sure he
we
told
should
me
ask
he has
you
some.
to do the same thing.
Understood.
But
In the meantime, I will head back and I will start getting things prepared for that.
There's that sense of camaraderie, because, burning passion.
On the paper, it is going to say that her name is Lyra. She came from the ocean, ran up the stairs and into the river because she can't be on.
Cringe. Cringe.
Whoa. Is that the trash goblin himself?
No.
Crazy. Oh shit. It's
Wow.
the grease goblin. My bad.
I will find her, and she will pay.
We didn't look like that, did we? I was a lot more.
Probably. I'm probably a lot more. I don't care. I'm gonna keep going on. You have fun.
You're not interested enough in the people around you.
No, I'm not. I want to leave.
Mm-hmm. And so do I, but would it kill you to have a little fun?
I can have fun when I get home.
Thank you. Fee's it's like
If you
Fee, the one that you just said.
brown-coated
That's
man, can you
1.
tell how it
Mango's
comes to you?
2, and Lava, that little firefox, is 3.
Right.
The
He's the one
younger
who's
ones of
That's
fire, I try to give them a parental figure because
I'll make
fire
sure to
can
let
get
John know.
pretty chaotic really quickly if it's not
Thank you.
like matured and monitored right. So having somebody that can help them, because again, I'm fuck off old. So giving someone a good parental figure, or at least trying to be a good parental figure, helps with natural maturity for flame. Because instead of people going like
That's good to know.
wildfire, people, give people respect for the flames so they can use it much safer.
Would it be out of my position to gift her a candle to help with that?
I think she would love that. So if the next time you see Fee, I guarantee you she'd probably love that.
I'll
And also
make
you
sure
can
to
just-
pass that to her.
And also, you can just say congratulations on having a good grasp on your fire magic. Julian was very proud of you because she has really grown in her capabilities for controlling her fire, which is, again, I'm very proud of her.
You've done a wonderful job. I'll be sure to do that. Thank you.
I'm just the kind words. She put in the effort, so I'm proud, but she deserves the credit.
I'll make sure to send her all the congratulations and pride, I suppose. It does seem
Thank you.
like that we are needing to go, though. But do take care.
Oh yes,
You
please
have
don't
a
let me
wonderful
stop you.
day.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You as well.
It was good to see
No,
you.
not
Excuse
a problem
me.
at all.
Do take care.
You look like a knight.
Wasn't
There
an
was
old
a
life,
mouse
but I'll
that
accept
stole
that.
all my
Okay.
gold. And her brother confessed.
Okay. To clarify, an actual Minnie Mouse, or was it Mori or Moi?
I don't... One of the two mouses.
Were they wearing clothes?
Yes.
They were wearing clothes. Okay. Okay. And they stole your gold.
Yes. The brother, the one
And
with
they
the
admitted to it.
glasses, with the green tinted glasses, said that she stole my gold and took it. She took my bag full of gold and I want it back.
Understandable. I do appreciate the compliment of me looking like a knight. However, well, I don't have any pull here. There is a group though called the Defenders. They have a large organization. If you did bring that up with them and they all spoke to the mouse folk individuals, they probably would be able to sway them a bit better. Just because one person versus an organization, you can
Good.
see where the clout and sway
I
would
do,
go.
I
can
do.
introduce you to them if you'd wish.
Yes, please. I would like to know them.
Follow me. I think they're just over there. So if you follow me, because I think I just saw them go over here.
Sounds like they're the closest thing to the guard in a place like this.
A little bit of a jump. Did they? Okay, whatever. he climber's gonna climb. I think they're on the second floor, so let's head up that way. So if you want to follow me.
I greatly appreciate your help. I'll definitely give you a reward for helping me.
Happy to help. And see, this is what I mean before. Shit will just come your way. You just gotta be patient. When I say shit, I mean just activities.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I can still use it when I get out of here.
I don't think I can help them with that. My magic speciality is.
Wait, I hear a familiar voice.
Do we have to keep a rating?
You hear a familiar voice?
I thought I heard her, but I don't see her anywhere.
Probably in there. But you probably want to go talk to the Defenders first, correct? Or how do you want to...
Good idea. I can hire them to beat her up.
Yeah, that doesn't necessarily work, but you could hire them to harass Moya until you get your gold back.
Money makes the world go round, and many people do lots of things.
Depending on the world.
Very true.
Money doesn't necessarily fly so much in the elemental realms because we have more so tasks that we have to do to make sure we keep the balance. Money doesn't necessarily work as well. Anyway.
How are you?
How's it going?
It's going
pretty
fine.
good. Hello,
I'll go
Defenders.
tell Sir Bryant that we would like to speak with him. Hello.
I do apologize.
in
I
his
know you
business.
have a meeting, but there is something that I'd like to bring to your attention. This lovely lady
Certainly.
has been robbed. This lovely lady has been robbed.
Princess.
Now,
Hmm.
I know we don't necessarily
Oh my
have
goodness.
an official force on such things, but I felt that Defenders would probably be the best way to start. Can I leave her in your care, or at least allow her to wait somewhere until after your meeting is done?
Certainly. Would it be all right if we met with you in the next maybe 30 or so minutes? I know that's quite a bit, but what we are going to discuss is a bit time sensitive, I worry.
I'm sure you're quite busy in an lawless state like this where nothing matters. So I understand you might be very busy. So I'm be willing to wait.
I'm so sorry, and I apologize for the stress that you must be under. We will try and be
Oh, you have
concise and
nothing
quick
to
with our
apologize
discussion.
for. You're not the one that robbed me, so you have no reason to apologize.
You got robbed again?
No, I got
But
robbed
at
the
least
first
now you
time,
know
but I
the
found out
phases in
who
which-
did it. Her brother confessed.
But at least now you now know the faces to which to go to for such matters. So even if you have to find them at a later date, you now know who to go to. This lovely lass and that lovely lass.
I
I'm not sure if
appreciate
the
it.
princess is part of the defenders.
It's going to
or not,
reach into her bag and hand you 2 gold.
I just noticed the sword.
but thank you very much. And he's going to put that in his bag of holding.
Not you again.
You know what? You can say what you want, but I found the person who robbed me. I know where they put my gold, and I will be getting it back. They're going to help me. I'm going to make sure I get back what's mine. That gross little
We'll
mouse.
have to talk real fast. Okay, let's go.
Okay, please.
Take your time.
Sorry for the introduction.
In a lawless place like this, I'm sure you have much to work on.
We can.
I'm going to go and check.
To be fair, this is kind of like the similar situation where I had to figure, out who put the axe in the fucking tree.
He's welcome to join us.
Yeah.
All right.
We will talk with him.
If I can hear her, she can hear you.
We'll be very.
Hear what?
Stage whisper.
No.
Stage whisper.
I didn't hear anything. I don't know. What did you say?
Sorry, no, I was nothing. Anyway, bottom line is, here's the thing though. No matter people's opinions on things, if we allow people to just steal things from other people, things will fall into absolute fucking chaos.
Exactly.
True.
And I'm trying to help all of you.
Because
Once I get an economy here,
We
and
don't need your help.
yes, you do.
Okay, difference of opinion aside, she comes from a different world than you do. Maybe, I don't know, but the fact of the matter is, in this area, we should try and find common ground of working together. I understand differences, but when threats arise, we do need to work together, even if you guys have different ways
Exactly.
of doing things. And if we think that we can just steal whatever we want from everybody else, then things will just devolve into chaos of who can get away with it more. Because then that'll lead to a power struggle. Being like, oh, well, I can get away with things because I can bully everybody else. Then that person's going to start gathering people that'll listen to them, and then it just grows into a gang. And then that gang will rule everything else because then other forces will have to come in and it will be chaos.
Here.
So we can... So...
That's the reason why Clan McNell never had any say in the four clans.
Because they were thieves?
Brutes, barbarians, thieves.
Okay.
So...
I think Nata was looking for you. She
For jokes and whatnot and pranks, fine.
That's where I last
You know, oh, take your thing, hide it, give it back eventually, fine, whatever. But this seems like, but obviously they're not having fun with this, so this is not a joke.
Exactly.
My goodness.
Money is not a joke.
Just to be fair, because let's be honest, if it wasn't for this protective thing, a lot of people would probably be dead by now, and this thing, and we all would be going into chaos. Because I know that motherfucker would be lit on fire, but.
Let's see. Is it?
And I had many times to light his ass on fire, so. We're glad it didn't come to that, and glad we could work things
Well
out.
then, in that case.
Ain't that right, John?
Nope, John's gone.
What did I do this time?
John's nearly gone.
Yes?
There you go.
Yes? Ain't that right?
What did I do
Yeah?
what did I do this time? Yes?
Just say yes.
So what am I agreeing to?
Good. Okay, now continue on. You're good. Keep going.
Okay, alright, thank you.
See, like me fucking with him like that. That was just. He put because I was looking after I'm not sure if you were around, but do you remember that fire tree back in the old place?
I think so. I never left town.
Long story short, I was looking after a plot of land in the forest that I put a lot of investment
is the
into.
fire tree gone?
Oh.
Sadly, that's it over there. Mixed. Well, I got confirmation from the Fae. That's all the other groves mixed together, and no one owns it. It's basically public. It's public property. No one owns it. But it doesn't mean that I can't hang out there. Yeah,
well, that's not
called
fair.
It's called, I believe, the Gemstone. It's the Gemstone Gardens.
Ah.
I mean,
You invested so
fine,
much.
I
You
understand,
probably
I
invested so much gold and your workers' time.
There was
Luckily,
no gold
it was-
involved.
luckily, just labor, so no physical gold. So, 'cause, you know.
Oh, you got
I
special
cultivated it,
workers. I understand. I get.
No.
Interns.
I know this might sound a bit strange. I got this. I know this might sound a bit strange to you, but I put in the personal effort to make sure that nobody else could claim it other than myself. Because when I'm the one that does the investments, I'm the one that can claim that I put the investment into this, so it was me. And
Self-startup. Very smart. Then no one
So,
else can
when I
claim
did
ownership of the company, and it's all yours.
So, when hands, legs, stay. When I, so the one that jumped off, defiled my property. He put an axe into my tree. So, I had other people. Well, other people got involved and basically told him off, and basically. That's a fair reaction. But yeah, you can understand that. Well, I didn't lose any gold investment. I just lost my own time and effort. But however, I think the result for a public place for everybody to relax and enjoy their time still fits the general theme of what I was aiming for in the first place. I was aiming to make a place where people could feel relaxed, people could feel like a place to get away from things if they needed to, a place set aside and out of the chaos of town. So, have you been to the Crystal Garden or the Gemstone Garden?
Yes, I have. It's very lovely. I'm sure it gets you the
Right?
nice
isn't that
tax
just a lot-
write-off as well. Well, if they ever do taxes again. I know a lot of the parks that I open up got me quite a bit of write-offs.
In any case, the goal was still generally there by a place that everybody could relax and enjoy around. Anyway, I do sorry.
Well, good PR
Thank
is
you for
always a
listening to me
good
ramble.
bonus as well. People see you as a kind, they don't see you as the rich person. They see you as the benevolent rich person, as it were.
The kind soul with a bag of gold.
Exactly.
Yeah, that rhymed.
Is there a lineup for the portal?
No,
Oh,
sorry.
no, please go on ahead. We're just simply sitting out and chatting in front of it.
Ah, perfect. Thank you.
But yeah. So again, that's why I brought her over to the defenders, because again, if people think they can just steal things from everybody else, things will just devolve into chaos. So if you can have your differences, that's fine. You don't need to be friends. But at the end of the day,
can you do me a favor and make a roll?
Sure, I actually have a dice roller on this avatar. 19.
She knows something. She absolutely knows something about her gold.
Cool. At a game, I don't know. Oh, it's like at a game or in game. I know that at a game, nobody else knows. So cards up. Anyway, is there anything else that I can try and help you with? Apologies if
You have been more than enough help, and honestly, a refreshing bit of sanity in this crazy town of law and anarchy.
try.
Crazy town. I was crazy once.
Yeah, I was crazy.
You
once,
all
got
are
bored.
crazy.
Um,
You don't believe in the whole gold standard. You don't believe in cash. Just helping everyone else. Yeah, you are
To be
crazy.
fair,
It's called the perfect world where money isn't needed.
It can
Where
be
it won't cause
honestly,
fights and war.
No, that's as much as you might think that. Not correct. Because if there is no economy on certain things, people will fight more over resources. So there is no means of trade. People will just start raiding for things that they don't have. With commerce and being able to buy and sell, you can prevent some of those things by having that market in.
Exactly.
So every up has its downs, but obviously with the introduction of gold and markets and everything like that, you have corrupt influencers and greed that can manipulate those markets for their own gain, so more people will suffer in an economy that's dependent upon gold. So it has its ups and it has its downs.
I know that entirely because from where I'm from, there's a company called Mirror Corp. And they were like the #1 in everything. They literally made everything, and any other competitor just got pushed out.
So you can see the things from both worlds, but you two both have a learning experience. You can discuss things civilized, and you can maybe learn about where each of you stand on the other. Because again, you don't have to agree with each other. You can argue, you can discuss. You don't even have to be friends.
Sorry to
But at the end of the day, you motherfucker, how dare you? I'm kidding.
He jumped off
Yes,
the
he
cliff.
ran down.
Are you
Any case.
See, you should just give it a try. If I bring in gold and I bring in currency, we should give it a try.
It is to discuss, not to sample. You can discuss the things between each other. You do not force things as a way of life on anybody.
I'm not
If
forcing.
they want to allow. I know. I'm not saying you were. I'm just clarifying. Because trust me, if I had my way about it, there wouldn't be a lot of certain things in place. The ways of the elemental realms are a lot more different from that of the mortal realms.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go practice some more of my magic in the fire grove.
Of course. Actually, I'd love to see this.
Garden.
Thank you so much for your help.
May I watch? Happy to. Do you remember my name? Just on the sake of.
I believe you said Julian?
Yes. And what was your name again? I apologize.
To go
Elizabeth Colton. The new owner
Elizabeth?
of Fae
Lovely to
United.
Lovely to meet you yet again. Anyway, I'm going to go help, or at least watch someone practice their fire magic. So.
Of course.
Let's go. Excuse us.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you want to come along, you're more than welcome to.
Now I need to wait 30 minutes for the defenders to get done with their meeting. I'm sure there's much that they have to get taken care of and dealt with.
Put this down.
Take your time. You've no rush from me.
Oh, this is fine. Doesn't take much. In Boric Edelstein.
You said Boric?
Don't tell them that. Basically, you can't leave.
Yeah.
Technically.
You're stuck here.
We're kind of stuck
Can't
here.
leave. Last time I heard, the defenders are looking for a way out, but that's like before this town. So.
Looking to solve the riddle. We may
Hmm.
have found out the
No way out, huh?
solution for the C portion of the
So everyone else is in the same boat,
No.
stuck here, been stuck here. For how long exactly?
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, forever.
That's also, we don't know.
out of character. It is in.
No, I wouldn't say forever. We just haven't found the way out yet.
So nobody knows.
I mean, maybe it just seems like forever.
The last bit, I believe we saw.
No, we're just stuck here. But it's good to make use of it. You know, we have some great things here, including our sports ball team, Fey United, a very excellent sports ball team. Very excellent. I am the new owner of the team, in fact.
Fey United.
Fey United.
Didn't they blow up or something?
No.
Like not too long ago, or in the other place?
In fact, we might be getting a new field. And soon, we're going to be setting up some merchandise that you can purchase and buy. Authentic jerseys. Signed by many of the team.
I don't exactly follow.
For the low cost of 500 gold.
Yeah.
Especially because we don't know what's being made.
500 gold. Jesus.
What a rip.
Well, they're authentic jerseys, autographed by the team. They're completely worth it.
I don't even know what a jersey is.
You!
Dearie,
Off they go.
I already have words for you, but not now. I'm doing business. In a second.
Fine.
Alright, take care, Gira. Pretty free friend.
There's a poor merge hut. There's a poor merge hut in the river. They wish to join us.
That's fine. We'll have that dealt with. Hello, Greasus.
Good day. How may I help you today?
Any more of those crystal coins since this town turned turvy? Any word of the prices?
I'm afraid not. We've been rather preoccupied with taking inventory of the town supplies and so on.
Understandable. This entire town is crazy, but that's fine. I will get my gold back eventually.
I'm sure you will.
Moy's brother, the little mouse, confessed that she stole it. And I've already spoken with the defenders.
I see.
And they're going to help me. So, it's going to be taken care of.
Oh, very good, very good.
So I will get my gold back, and you've been incredibly gracious to me, and you've helped me so much. I can always help your business. I don't forget my friends
I
that
look
help
forward
me
to
in
it.
times of need.
Understood. Until then, if there's anything you need, please let me know.
Absolutely.
I'm sure we can strike a deal.
Thank you, Greasus.
Give or take.
Of course.
Mostly eat
Have you seen
small
any?
things, fam.
Oh.
Mm.
Have you seen any like black tar ooze thing anywhere?
In ocean?
Anywhere. Like, have you seen it?
Hmm.
Can't see out of water long.
Okay. Okay, that might not be the culprit, because the thing I'm looking for is does not take
No bar area, but no bartenders. Interesting.
Maybe a nice big mackerel or something?
You know, having a broken leg is definitely not cash money. I'll tell you that much.
Fair. Did you talk to a little guy?
I mean, we can get a little steak and put you do a little. I mean,
By the way,
have you been up there
I don't
yet?
want
I was
anything made
about
of
to
dirt.
ask. I saw
Counselor. I
somebody
appreciate
scaling the
offer, but
side of that cliff.
I'll get my
I can only
pants
assume
dirty.
there's something up there. And I can only assume there's an easier way to get up there than climbing.
Nah, that was John. I have no idea why John
I'd rather
did
be
it.
caught dead than
We
wear
can
anything
show you
made
the
of
other
dirt.
place, though.
I would appreciate it.
Nothing personal.
Oh, you're not the first person. I know
Well,
you know.
thankfully.
If I'm basing it off your voice, you were that fine flaming fellow who I
It's
had met
entirely
before. Am I correct?
based on fashion principles.
Indeedly so. I had some old garb that I wanted to wear.
Fashion?
The
What's
hat's covering
fashion?
a lot of the flame, but the heat's still there.
Fashion. It's a way of life.
Apparently, it's something that's
Is it?
enforced here, which doesn't make much sense to me.
It's a goddess thing. Blessing of the
Didn't matter what side I was on. It was almost like I was bloodlusted.
Gotcha.
God fucking damn it.
Are you okay?
Oh, I'm fine. Just realizing this might be broken. One of the notes does not work right, I don't think. If memory serves me correctly, it does not sound right. That does not sound right. I don't think. Fuck.
It still sounded very lovely.
It's good, but second note sounds so flat. It might be fine. Feels like there's something blocking my hands when I try to play it, though, too. It's not fun.
Would it help if you just got a new one?
Possibly, but they're kind of hard to get. Or I don't have the currency to get a new one if I can't get the parts here, so maybe I take it apart later and look inside. See if I can fix it myself.
Is it possible that one of the smiths in town could fix it?
Possibly. I'm not sure. It's very delicate little pieces in there. Might just need cleaning, honestly.
I knew it. That will probably be the healer skill if you haven't been to the
Where are they?
Are you waiting for someone
I should
too?
probably look for. No, they were up here and now they're gone, so I think I should go look for them. They were over in the. Whatever that is over there.
I
For a
was
while.
told that that's the defenders, apparently.
Alright. My friend likes to call it a circus, so. It's a circus now.
Well, I mean,
That's all the jokers in there.
which, as crazy as this town is, and how hard it is probably to protect it, I would imagine it's not far from the truth in a way.
Yes. I should really see if they're still over there.
By the way,
Or if they've moved on somewhere.
reaches into her pouch and pulls out 5 gold coins.
Or are you? What for?
It was lovely hearing your harmonica, and, you know, you feel the need to play more of it at some point.
I won't turn it down if you're offering.
Drops it into your hat. I know a lot of people don't accept
thank you,
currency
I
around
guess.
here, but it might still help.
Yes, and if I ever get out of here, I'm sure I can use it. Good to prepare for the future. But thank you again. I'm going to be on my... Oh, first. Borek.
It's nice to meet you. My name is Elizabeth Colton.
Nice to meet you, Elizabeth. Miss Colton, whatever you prefer.
Oh, either is fine.
Alright. Oh, that... Okay.
Maybe this town isn't completely hopeless after all. Oh, shit. Hmm.
Hopefully they're here. You can actually ask them.
I missed.
But we can
missed the tavern coming in.
I think this is the first time in a very long time that I've sat down and... Why did I give him my money? I'm not worrying about getting money at the moment. I was just enjoying his listening and listening to his music. I could have tried to invest in him. Give him a loan. Just gave him money. I've given a lot of people money, but I was... because I wanted to. Why did I?
But again, it's on the table. I only offer it. I would never try to push anything like that on you. I respect you. I respect your magic, and I respect who you are.
Parental figure.
I've known many tieflings that actually prove to be.
And she goes to the beach and thinks a very long time about what she just did.
I had to make a deal with the library to put a stop in her plans as a chuck.
Why though?
It was
Was explained. Just explain, because now can be on land.
Sure. Let me just. The first town I ever visited to, I was flailed in the streets and had rocks thrown at me.
Nanny,
So
what's it in the
I
tavern?
tend to really try to be cautious.
Apparently I need picture books to read.
I understand that. Well,
No.
trying to be helpful.
Not everyone's willing to be
Ah, right, well.
Helpful.
What other things have you assembled for the riddle?
Well, so far the seagrass or the salt falls or whichever, there was a particular item placed there.
The seagrass.
Wow.
Yes, well no, not the seagrass. Apparently there's like a small magic gem or something. Or a treasure, a statue, something like that.
No, I'm just sitting here.
I'm not sure about that, but I am
How
having
did you
somebody
forget my
collect
name?
seagrass for us.
Oh, well, if you need seagrass for what? Recipes?
The riddle. The
Oh,
riddle.
yeah? Alright, I don't know your name
Ah,
anymore either.
well, I shall have to talk with the Adventurers Guild to see what they
yeah?
or
What
to
is it?
establish
I
what
forgot it
exactly they
already.
found.
Hmm. Well, I
So, yes,
am
I
having
suppose that-
Jojo collect some seagrass as we
No, I
speak.
forgot it already.
Ah, right. Well, then in that case, I'm going
I
to
assume
have to
they've
pursue.
collected an acorn already as well.
Ah, okay. Oh, excellent. Then in that case, yes, well, thank you very much. Although I'm
And
not
the
sure.
red bark as well.
I think so.
Have you figured out what the red bark is?
I would imagine it would be just a big
It's not my
tree.
job, that's you two doing
Although
that.
I'm also thinking that
I'll kick
the
your
crystal
shins.
tree would also
I
happen to
believe
be
it.
a good.
I believe it is concerning of the crystal tree, personally.
Mm. Okay,
Well,
well then.
speaking of that,
No.
sorry
Yes.
for interrupting, but I did try your idea. Not on the tree itself, but I did try it on the crystal. I'm still waiting to hear he's going to be testing it. He said that the tree crystal is candy. As far as the crystal behind the tree, he needs more time to test it.
Who is
Okay,
this?
well then.
The one with the purple
I'm
doesn't
also
speak.
interrupting. I need to borrow Lawrence, if that's okay.
Oh, perfect. What do you need?
Well
There's
then.
a new member of Sundial that needs your attention.
But yes.
If there's apples in the tavern, well then, that might be something that I could investigate further.
Well, I mean, it's apples in the tavern. What's so weird about that?
Whether or not a magical creature has hidden a tiny statue inside it or not.
I see. By the way, you were climbing the rock there. Was there
Yes.
anything in that building up there?
Yes, that's where Sen lives. Because she is the princess of Sundial, after all.
I'm sorry, who? Oh, right, the one with the tail. All right. That's very weird.
Hold on, Wayne. Yes. In regards to the seagrass, or what was it? To the scavenger hunt.
How you doing, Phaedra?
What was it that was actually your
So far, so okay. Gonna go see the farmer.
How are you doing, Michael?
I've been saying good morning to everyone. So fine.
I'm doing alright, John.
Good, whatever the fuck it is.
What about you?
Have a good, whatever the fuck is left.
This is terrible.
I feel like I won't need to steal that. Good, whatever the fuck time it is.
I honestly don't even know. Alright, I lost count after 2 days of being here.
Well, it's nearly noon, so. Or midday.
I guess. I mean, other than that, just had
big
some
brother.
defender. Hello, how you doing?
Wait,
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing fine. Just finished
got
some
new
defender
shoes.
business. Oh yeah, look at that. That's actually very nice.
You have a
These are
sister?
the kind of shoes that doesn't burn.
Um,
Hi, my name is Lava.
Pardon me.
Lava.
How do I explain it? I don't know how, but
Look, you've said you're a half elf, you know, see, pats your shoulder, don't worry about it. Look, I understand, I don't care if
Yeah.
it's the father or the mother or however that to work with the beastkin, but
It's not
you
really
know,
by
it's-
blood. It's Julian is the father. Julian's the father. Julian
Oh.
adopted her, but then she started calling me big brother.
Well, it's a little rude that you didn't invite me to the wedding. I mean, You couldn't have followed me to the wedding with Julian? Like, yeah, I'm sure it was a very prettiful officiation in the grove. It was probably beautiful. But I'm very happy with you. I'm very happy. Pat, and walks away.
Why do you make it? Why you make no? You get your ass back here. You get your ass back here. No. Why are you making it sound like me and Julian did something? Why are you making it sound like that?
Well, I mean,
Grab him by behind. Beat him up, big brother. Beat him up.
I mean, you can try, like punching.
Punch.
Squeeze.
Punch. I'm not even. What? Lava, let him go. Come on now. Come on. She's full. She's full of energy. Hey, Sin.
A lot of people are super cool.
Mm.
Oh my god, what happened to you?
Welcome back.
What do you mean?
You look different.
Oh yeah, I put a crown on.
Don't think that's what she meant.
That's interesting. You look cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Don't get yourself into trouble, Lava.
Don't die. Who's that? I don't think I met her before.
How do I explain it? She's Julian, right?
It's her sister.
Oh, okay.
Not by blood, all right. No, it's Julian's.
Or sorry.
She start calling me Big Brother.
All right, sorry. So that's his sister, and it actually is Julian's daughter. Very happy for you.
What?
Why do you sound like that? Why do you sound like that, John? What the hell?
Use necromancy to stitch together flesh and heal people. If that is what you are asking. Originally,
that's
healing was a
reassuring.
part of the school of necromancy, so.
I wouldn't have known such a thing. No, it's just hearing about death as a magical school just is a bit terrifying.
You can come in, John.
Thank you. I heard the subject of discussion, and I was curious given my own circumstances.
Well, one second. I do have a sick patient upstairs that I need to go get some ingredients for. I'll be back if.
Do you need any help? I'd be
want to.
happy to
Just
help
stick
with
around here.
if you need
I
it.
just need some charcoal, please. Someone has an upset stomach, and we were going to make a stomach remedy using charcoal and menthol.
It's a very common ingredient for poisons as well. I can check around. We can spread out. I can come back here in maybe 10 minutes. Let you know what I find.
I was just gonna go run over to my fireplace and get some, but.
Well, that's
if you
actually a
wanna
very
go-
simple explanation. Actually, yeah. I'll wait here. I keep forgetting that's a way of getting it.
Oh, if you guys would wait like five moments, because literally my house is like right in front
Oh,
of
yeah.
the graveyard.
We're-
If you see the graveyard,
Yeah,
right
we're
there,
practically
right
neighbors,
across
I
from
understand.
the Yeah, right across from the graveyard is my house. If you ever need me for any reason, I'll be back.
No.
Oh. Hello, Tomato.
Oh, hello.
It's nice to meet you.
You're an associate, suppose, I assume?
Not so much. It's a small town. We all know each other. Especially given that we can't leave, so... given that you can't leave... Oh, hello, Rainer. Case in point.
Hello.
I'm usually very bad with names, but you see so many people running around. I don't have everyone's name memorized, but I have a large majority. I don't think I was, proper and introduced myself. My name is John.
Good to meet you, John. I'm Flynn.
There's somewhat of a running joke that there's multiple Johns, so if you need to differentiate me, apparently people have taken to calling me John Waypoint.
I'll certainly keep that in mind. And from what I know, the other John that I saw or heard described to me was quite distinct.
Yes, John
I don't think I'll have
Longnose.
trouble telling you two apart. I wonder why they call him that.
If you've run into him, you know. Although,
Oh,
if
no,
you have not met him
it was a
yet,
joke.
then you
I'm
haven't
well
seen
aware
his,
of this.
you haven't... Ask him to show you the trick next time. If you see him.
I'll keep that in mind.
If he hasn't done it for you already.
If I'm being honest, we haven't quite had a conversation. I've just seen him in passing. And if I remember correctly, climbing up a cliff.
Yes,
Weird one, that one.
You okay, Rainer? You seem to have problems with all sorts of stairs.
Fine. It happens every.
Should we be concerned?
He has an issue with stairs, but he'll be okay.
He does have a really long robe on him. I don't know how you're supposed to climb stairs with that.
Well, from my understanding, it's some sort of curse, so...
Oh. My condolences. To them specifically.
But,
You wouldn't happen to know what this tower is. I saw the
my...
platform up there.
It's, I get the impression that it's Mage's Tower. You know.
That's what I kind of suspected, but... Well... I don't know. I just thought coming here would be a good place to figure things out.
Well, if you're curious about magic, it's a very good place to start, to be honest with you.
I wouldn't happen to know... I feel like I hear voices coming from upstairs. Are there
Yeah.
mages in?
Probably, but it sounds like one of the foxes. They just mentioned eyeballs, so yes, it's one of the foxes.
One of the foxes?
Not the fox like what you might be, but somewhat of a fey fox, a very shadow fox that's made of shadows. They will ask for your eyes for some kind of sort of deal.
Wait. To be fair.
Well, I didn't want to assume what kind of beast you were. But I wanted to just make it clear, this is definitely a fey beast, a fey fox. They are made of shadows. They are not a normal beastkin like you.
I see.
Sorry, I'm always so busy. I'll be back.
You're fine. A child's life is more important.
There's a sick patient upstairs, then.
We all try to help each other here. It's a bit of community. You'll eventually learn people's names. Again, especially since we can't leave. I don't know if you noticed outside, but if you looked around, have you noticed how the mountains surround us? Not just the ones close to town, but... Exactly. I don't know if we've explored out yet, but... The town tries to keep us in. It's obviously given us a port so we can get trade in, but at the same time it does not want us to leave. The portals are one way.
Why us, I wonder?
People have been trying to figure that out. Originally, a lot of people came from a similar place, and that was the original theory. But that didn't pan out, because there were people from other worlds and realms that showed up here. Different times, different ages, different realms. For a while, we all thought this was purgatory. Places where people have done maybe questionable things, maybe not deserving of going to the bad place, but of your religion, of course, but at least somewhere where people that are necessarily not can't go to the bad place, can't go to the good place, kind of a neutral ground. But that was kind of out of the question when we've had people on either side, like a literal demon and a literal angel that showed up. So that didn't exactly pan out.
Strange.
So honestly,
Strange that those two types would end up here.
yes,
Strange, the whole thing is strange, really.
it is. No one has been able to find a way out. There's been 6 generations of town. And Lawrence is the one that's been in this town the longest in its current incarnation. 144 years.
144 years.
He doesn't look it for a human, does he? I mean, I'm an elf, I'm 2000, and I still show my age. But the human's been here for 144 years. I think the town doesn't want us to let us go in more ways than one, you know. There is death, but, you know, you have to be killed, kind of thing. Kind of like elves, we're long-lived. My theory is that in the town, provided someone doesn't kill us when we leave town. Hi, Rainer, just giving my theory to the new person in town. He's new to this place.
Just continue.
But,
I hear this before I go to bed.
I have a theory that the town will not let us die. That's why the protections are in town. They can't protect us when we leave the protections in town and we go into the woods, but while we are here, it will not let us go even in death. Why, it's got the mountains, we don't know how the mountains work yet. We're still working on that. The mountains could possibly be... the mountains could possibly be in a kind of a sea standard, kind of like how castles are set up for sieges, but we'll have to figure that out.
A lot of unanswered questions.
Also,
I have so many more to ask, but I feel like I won't get answers the way I
imagine where we're at. This town looked completely different than what you see it today.
Different, as in it was rebuilt.
It completely
I think
changed.
The old town is now apparently a smoldering crater.
In this town was
apparently
kind of...
Miss Lurio, yeah, apparently Miss Lurio was there and has seen it. They thought we all died. Or so did the Nitro say, the kobold.
Interesting.
So the old town exploded, and whatever caused the explosion was used to power us being transported here and to form this town. I assume.
No. Well, I think that's partially correct, but I think it was the town that transported us here, not the explosion. The town has a will of its own.
Very bizarre, regardless.
And besides that, with the way the mountains are, regardless of their orientation, they still perfectly surround this town. Both the inner ones that are directly connecting the town, and the ones that are far off that are out there that are surrounding the town. Very tall ones that are off in the distance. That's a little too convenient. Me and Lawrence are kind of on the page that the town is sentient.
Seems intentional.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It's very finicky on its rules. If it was magic, it'd be on and off. You could replicate the results, but some rules don't always go through, and some are hard enforced. It's like someone's enforcing them. Maybe not a person, but something that has sentience in some way.
Well, they have our best interest in heart and at least keeping us alive. So
I'm not so sure of that. I can't help but think Elliot was right that this might be a prison in a way. That it is... It's funny, Elliot wanted to try to destroy the town and get us all out because it's a prison entrapping us, and while I don't agree with his methods, I can't help but agree with his assessment.
even if it wasn't a prison, where would you go?
We'd have to find a way back before we do anything with the town, obviously.
This is something not many people have actually thought about, that whole thing, but when the portal started acting up again, when lots of people started appearing suddenly, when it had been just less than 10 of us for the longest time, for years. Hello, I'm Rainier. I lived here in Sundial for 30 years, almost 30 years. But during the start, and lots of people do leave eventually. They disappear into the forest and we never see them again. That's just normal. The long-standing members here are used to that. But during the first few days, especially when lots of people appeared that were from the same place. But some of them said that, oh, I know you, while they said, I never seen you in my life. People are from different places, from different times. Even if you could leave, even if you found a way home, when would you appear? Would it be worth it leaving just to find that you are now home that's completely alien to you? I prefer to stay here, live the life I made for myself here. Even if it's chaotic and the Fae are a pain in the ass at times, but at least I am able to live over 60 years of life, which I'm pretty sure I would have died in my 40s or 50s back home, knowing how life is.
I can't help but disagree. I guess I haven't been here long enough to have that opinion, but I would much prefer to go home.
Well,
whether or not it's still
I guess
the
in
home
my
I had
case,
before.
Well, I guess in my case, the only things waiting for me back home is nothing that I want to face. So I'm happy being here and waiting for the town to finally pay me back. I'm going to bed.
So long as you're content.
I can never go
Enjoy
home.
the night, I suppose.
Ever.
No home to go back to?
I do, but there's no way they could accept me.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
When we had a wooded area, we had to deal with undead and corruption. I got hit, and I nearly died. But a young dragon used the scales to help me, and they became imbued in my skin. They are a part of me now. My people, I was very lucky. But my people, they do not accept magic. We purposely suppress it. There was a
beliefs and such, but
horrible history with magic. So we suppressed magic to protect. Keep that from ever happening again. As such, given that I have magic affinities, that I have mana inside of me, that I have magical skills that saved my life that are non-removable. And there's no way I could go back. They would, if I'm lucky, they would jail me. But most likely they would assassinate me. So,
my condolences then.
Besides, I'm 2,000 years old. Do you know the average age for most elves?
Younger than that, I suppose.
Much younger. 1,500 is the average old age for an elf. I'm 500 years past that. So, let's say I live long enough for them to have that. I doubt I will be alive long enough. I mean, I feel good now, but who knows how many years I have left. 50, 40.
I hope you have more years left to enjoy. But
We'll
I'm not
see.
going to leave here.
We'll see.
I wish I could live such a long life, prosperous or not.
It's a part of nature. Nothing can be truly immortal, even elves. The
It's
tree.
an unfortunate fact of life, but one I've come to understand for the most part.
The tree dies. It decays. And becomes new life for those that feed on.
A cycle of sorts.
The old have to make new way for the new, so. Sorry, that got depressing for a second. I apologize. Things that I've been thinking about pretty heavily since the town has changed, and knowing that new questions arise when we don't even have answers to the old questions. But if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer anything that I can answer at least.
Oh, like you said, it seems like a lot of questions don't have answers. But if I think of some that might, I'll bring them to you. Who knows?
At the very least, this town is very friendly. Many people, as you can kind of see, Moy is one of them. One of the rational people in this town. Actually helped deal with one of the worst threats that this town could have probably had.
What could have possibly threatened the town?
Some annoying woman named Elizabeth Colton.
Oh no. Is that the one that trying to start an economy?
Yes.
Trying to start a sports ball team? Sell whatever that means.
Yes.
She ran up to us while we were just discussing something benign and just started bringing that up.
Yeah, she has a bit of a one-track mind. It's too small of a town to try to run an economy. Besides, the best thing is to try to focus on getting a way out. We're not setting up shop for the most part. Most people do want to go home. It's a bit of a barter system. For example, if you need any leather items, the way I work is you give me the amount of leather that I need for doing the work. If I need 3 leather for doing the work. You okay? You looked like you had a headache for a second.
I am having one hell of a headache.
I see.
I think I need to stand over here.
Anyway,
you were saying.
That's perfectly fine. I was just saying that when I do leather work, if I need 3 leathers to make something for you, I'll ask you to get me 3 leathers. Like 3 hides to turn into leathers to turn into backpacks or leather armor or whatever you need. Most others work on the same principle.
Does that same principle extend to the tavern by chance? Coin and whatnot. I'm not really sure how you'd buy food.
The tavern is just to help people so they don't starve, and more of just rationing food. Now that we're bigger and we have our huge farm, it shouldn't be as big of a problem, but when we were in our smaller town, it was a bigger problem. We didn't have a huge farming area or anything. Even when Brian got the farm set up.
I still haven't eaten since I got in here. I think I might go and.
Well, might be a while, so we can always get something to eat. I can show you there. Good
Probably
day.
been breaking the rules then. Good day.
That's right, Nerta. Be that rebel.
It's in terms of like fanciness. It's not just the females. It's ladies, as in upper class ladies.
I'm having the worst headache.
That's okay. It occasionally happens. I've traveled many realms, many dimensions, many locations. And the headaches are just a fact of life, along with the flux.
I suppose.
Good day. Or I guess, hello, Pip.
Hello.
Pip asked him to go look for Moy.
Thank you.
Is there a problem?
I'll let you two speak. I'm so sorry. Have you seen a young woman? She had claims and concerns in regards to a robbery that happened. I'm trying to
Ignore
find
her. She's crazy. She wants to start an economy.
Oh. Might
She
be
wants-
happy to discuss that with her if you see her.
She wants to force people to start. Have you looked inside the bag? I'm assuming she. Oh God. You just mentioned Moy. Did she find out?
I don't think so. I haven't seen Moy since earlier today.
Okay, well, look, don't give her the bag back if that's what she's looking for.
Oh.
She's been running around asking people for that bloody bag. It's an almost infinite.
Currency?
Infinite. I looked into it. It's literally mountains of gold.
Oh. That's
Her
concerning.
plan
That's very problematic.
Please tell me you know who
is
I am.
to try to use that gold and try to get people to jump onto the economy bandwagon, as she
He just
calls
makes
it.
a small little fire at the end of his finger.
I see.
To switch
Alright,
from bartering to using currency so she can get on top.
I can hear your voice.
Okay, good.
I
Sorry, you
see.
looked at me like you had no clue who I was. Sorry, my friend.
I will try and find
Your
a
avatar
resolution
was
for
off
this
some
issue.
reason, and it was doing some
So if you
weird
do see
shit.
her, I would be fine with still speaking with her if you happen to know
I heard you. I knew
where
it
she
was
might
you,
be.
but it's all good.
Sure.
I appreciate it, and that is very good to know. Thank you so much for letting me know.
A new friend
When I
from
see
the
Moy,
sea,
I'll talk with her as well.
Look,
but
I'm
thank
just
you.
going to let you know the whole
I
story.
think to find me to help guide them around.
I let
and
Moy
just
grab the
helping
bag
them out as they need it.
and keep it. She's keeping it as a resource for gold thread, anything the town needs.
Oh, sorry.
I see. That's smart.
So,
One of the
she doesn't need like
couriers,
a near infinite gold trying to push that here.
Thank you for the clarification.
I understand it's a need
That makes
in
a
some
lot more sense.
circumstances,
Because
especially
guarantee you the one with wings that goes
cross-trade
that
among
feeds
many
another
towns,
daughter of
but
mine that I've adopted.
we're a small community. Barter system would work better, especially gives people time
speaking
to
of-
find ways home and stuff. So, if anyone gets punished for it,
Courier, then.
if you feel that there's anyone that does, I take
I'm
full
glad, though,
responsibility
even throughout
for
all
it.
of Sundial that I am known to be a
No,
trustworthy
no.
individual.
Last thing we want is any punishment towards anyone for any of this. It seems like there is more confusion on anything.
I understand.
Especially, we don't deliver punishments by any means.
I am just saying, if
it
there, well, that's not necessarily true. We did lock up a couple of people previously.
Only because they wanted to kill people. It was more for others' protection than a punishment per se.
All I'm saying
But
is
there's some
there's
truth to that
any
too.
negative repercussions from this, I bear full responsibility, regardless of if they're serious punishments or not. That's all I'm saying.
More than likely, from what
I see.
we heard,
We
on
will keep you
passing, it
up
looks
to
like
date,
every
and we'll talk to
sentence
you as
of the
things
riddle
develop
is a
on
clue,
this.
or is a key.
And I apologize for all that, though.
No,
Thank
don't
you very
apologize.
much regardless.
You do a lot for the town, and I appreciate it.
Ironically, yes.
Thank you.
And I appreciate you hearing me out as well.
Accurate drawing of an acorn.
Smart. If they find an acorn, you called it. To let you know, though.
Clearly it wants something. Hang on. Yeah, just hang this pouch of sugar on its hand or something.
Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh no! No, 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 no.
Perfect. Now there's something to trade.
Why is there... What's up with the statue?
I don't know. Apparently it may or may not kill you if you look away.
You know what? It was a good life. I'm gonna turn my back.
Sure, what's up? Everyone has to turn away, it doesn't work.
Oh, okay, well that's silly.
You are inviting it to kill you.
I'm 2000. If it's a killer statue... It's not the way I thought I would die here, but whatever.
I thought the protection of the town would protect you from dying or being hurt.
Well, I mean...
Exactly.
Exactly. I mean... I was more making a joke, but... Kinda ruined it by explaining it.
Keep looking at it, I have a plan.
I mean...
Seem to...
You just see it with... you just see it with, like...
Oh, it's gone.
Disappear into dust.
Guess it left.
The problem is solved forever.
Until it decides to return.
Well, I was about to send it with...
And they run out of ideas, so they make 10 other sequels.
Well, there's your spice pouch. It dropped when it left.
Here to step away from
She's an
a lot
axolotl.
of the discussion.
She's one of
No,
you.
I'm not the girl with the black
Do
hair.
you know how to unpossess people?
I think I know.
I don't know.
I could take soul.
So you found the well, so that's another thing.
On.
Hi, Minerva.
Hello, I'm heading off for the night. I'm not feeling well. I'll catch you later. I'm getting sleepy myself, so I'm going to have to go to bed. Yeah, and also work. I have work tomorrow, so I gotta actually sleep.
Jesus.
Fine.
Yes. Pepper's buried them.
There's something else I wanted to know. You were here yesterday, correct?
Greetings.
Hello.
Yes.
So you're
Do you
done
know
with
if
your
you have
meeting?
any entrance to the Fey Forest yet?
Yes, if you would like to speak, I'm more than free now, if you would like.
Yes, please.
But what they reported was that it's somewhat blocking us out. Maybe with changing.
Let's see if she takes heed of John's warning.
I had gathered a bit more information after speaking to many townsfolk because I was concerned and wanted to see if there were anyone who knew more information. And I wanted to hear your side of things, if that is all right.
Yes. I had my bag. It had a small sum of gold in it. Just a bit of what I use for business. And it was stolen from me. I didn't see who stole it, but they just took it and ran off with it. And I have come to find out the small mouse with the green glasses, he said that his sister, his Moi, had it and took it. And he confessed to the fact that
I
she
see.
stole the gold. So, they have it.
I can. I'll see about speaking with them, but I did also want to clarify. Whereas I want to have you have your possessions back, there is no use of those coins within the town unless they are to be utilized for melting and welding, because the town is on a trade economy.
Yes, I've had many people tell me that. But it's okay. With the money that's there, I can make a proper economy here. It's okay. I can tame this whole lawlessness and this craziness that you've probably had to deal so much with. You mentioned your meetings, you probably had to lock up so many people that are just crazy because they don't have the proper framework of how society works.
I do believe that starts falling into a greater debate, but currently, with the size of the town and how contained it is, unfortunately, an economy would only circle in on itself and Ouroboros itself into a disaster. It is best that this state of the city, or even not even a city, we're merely only maybe 50 residents large, is to stay trade. We only have one farmer. With an economy of coin on the table, it would undoubtedly harm or progress him in ways that would harm others. In a very unfair state. With there being a chance for us to come into contact with other lands and other places, an economy would certainly do us much better. But currently,
exactly.
I do believe that But we can't leave here. Has anyone told you that you are, unfortunately...
But there are boats in the
confines?
dock. They'll make their way out. There's probably some way of the ships going to other places.
No one's ever returned.
Oh, come
And within the waters are great monsters. Have you spoken to any of the merfolk that live within the ocean waters? They are confined to the waters within the town. If they leave,
well, how did they get?
they're killed.
The Fae aren't confined here, from what I know. Spoken to some. I'm the owner of Fae United.
They are not
Something
contained,
that,
though. Sir Erhard.
Another thing is
You may
that the Fae
explain
are
better.
actually allergic to metal as well. I'm not sure.
Well, that's
the number of metals, but they.
That's a
may be
steal.
very
I'm
allergic to gold.
Gold shouldn't be a problem. I mean, I'm not sure about
perhaps
silver,
state of-
but
The application of a currency in this small of an economy would be harmful, unfortunately. It is something that I would love for us to start discussing and bringing forward if we are able to make contact with greater outside, especially forces that utilize economies and currency. But currently, I believe it would only hurt people. Is there a reason why you're wanting to enforce an economy?
well, it's just how a proper society runs. Plus, it would mean that
Would you
all of that gold would be worthless. And that would mean that I am worthless. And I am not worthless. I am valuable.
Absolutely, you're not worthless.
As valuable as that gold.
You're more valuable than gold. You are worth so much more than what your money is.
I am
It is
valuable
silly,
because I
understand,
have my
but
gold.
What are some of the hobbies you like to do? Outside of business, possibly.
Hobbies?
Excuse me for a moment.
Certainly.
You mean side businesses?
I more so mean reading or writing. Maybe you like to do arts, or maybe you like to perform music, or plays, or dance.
I've never had time for that. the closest I've had time to. It was just a few minutes ago. There was some dwarf that was playing his harmonica, and that's the closest I've ever had to sitting down for just a few minutes and enjoying music. Never had
Would
any.
you like for me to introduce you to some people that would be happy to introduce you to these concepts?
I don't. I can't let this town trick me. Like, I'm a business
By no
person.
And certainly, I actually also think that your skills with business are beyond just coin. Your skills and abilities are greater than that. We are actually hoping to speak to a gentleman named Seiya. He is wanting to establish trade and somewhat of a business within many of the other guilds within town. And I think your skills would greatly help them. And it doesn't involve currency, but it does involve extreme trade. And it is something that does keep peace in the ways that you are wanting, I think.
I get that this town. Okay. I will play
You take
along
your
for
time.
now.
I don't want to pressure you.
If you can get me my gold back, I will meet with your friends and I will consider any of these hobbies that you speak of, as well as speaking with this business person. And that's
Well, we're
how
actually
this
hoping
whole
to speak to Seiya. Oh, yes, Miss Remy.
Oh, hello. I just seen Miss. There they go. Miss Moi. You were looking for them.
Yes, hello.
Possessed man. I'm looking for apparently a possessed man, sword, wearing blue, defenders.
He was here. He is not a member of the Defenders, but there he is. She is helping someone who is dealing with a magical curse. No, the gentleman with Sir Erhard.
Oh, that is okay. I'm more than patient. We know who stole it now, so it's just a matter of time.
I don't have your bag of gold. How many times do I have to tell you?
Your brother confessed.
Was mistaken. I do not have a bag of gold. It was lost. I don't have it.
What do you mean lost?
You can even put me under a truth circle. I will tell you, I do not have a
She
bag
just
of
has
gold.
like a very shocked face. What do you mean lost?
I do not have a bag of gold. It was lost. You lost it. It was lost.
Here, I promise I'll help you find your items, but I do want to say, for now, you don't have to worry about not having money. The town will not only care for you, but what you provide it will be given equal respect, and you will receive in return. But I do want to let you know, we are speaking to Sir Seiya if you'd like to come join us and sit in. I'd love to hear your input and your thoughts. I imagine you have wisdom beyond anything I could gather. Thank you, by the way, Miss Remy.
Okay.
Oh, if I could borrow you for just a moment privately.
Certainly. Sir Erhard, the red-headed gentleman, will be meeting with us as well, so we are hoping to have him accompany us. Could I treat you to anything? I understand you're under intense amount of discomfort.
I'm not really hungry. But I will sit in. Maybe it will help clear my mind.
I think it would do I think you would do so much, not only for the guilds, but everyone here, with all the knowledge that you can provide. But yes, I will be right back momentarily. Yes, Miss Remy.
I guess you could go over there.
Certainly. I'll be right back.
Yes. He took my gold and somehow lost it. All that gold. Gone.
Well, that sounds like an excuse, doesn't it?
You seemed honest. Why would someone lie about losing?
Well, to keep it, of course.
Well, there's that. But the town also changed. I would need some kind of proof.
That it did.
He could always just claim that it was lost because the town changed. Did you lose any items when the town changed? Any of your stock?
No, not per se. There was some of the town supplies that we put in crates before the festival. And they all ended up in the harbor. Had to be fished out.
It's very possible the gold could have wound up in there.
Well, you are in luck. I think the alchemist is already on. So you're getting a supply of water-breathing potions. Since some adventurers wanted to venture down there, maybe you could tell them to look out for it.
That might be a good idea. Hopefully I'll find it down there. I don't know what I do if I can't find it.
Gracious, sorry to interrupt. Do you have something to get rid of a knife from a rock?
Gunther rocks don't have arms.
But this one does, I guess.
Couldn't you have some kind of backup command or something to make it stop?
Let me see. Stay. Sit.
You know, maybe it is possessed. Have you tried asking Morgie about that?
He has to listen. But he's still mad. I'll leave while I can.
All right. I believe Sir Erhard might be busier than expected. Would you like to join me in speaking with him, just to be sure?
Yes.
Certainly. Also, I'm so sorry. I've not given proper introduction. My name is Liza. I am with the Order of the Defenders, a Knights Guild.
I'm sorry I didn't introduce myself. Elizabeth, Colton.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Elizabeth. So if you would like, we can see if he's available. I know that they are dealing with a very concerning magical situation, but I think that it should be lightening up fairly soon. Hopefully. Are the lands you're from void of magic? Or are they
No.
ripe with it?
Magic is, fairly common. Most people learn at least a couple of spells.
Oh, do you know any magical spells or powers?
I used to, but then I got into business.
Yes.
Mori, they're
I
probably
see.
taking a knife at me.
Have you had a chance to look at your sundial?
Assist in a.
No. A sundial? No one's told me about a
If
sundial.
you can.
Or if they did, I forgot.
So you should.
There's a knife out of who?
Go ahead and look over your person. You'll feel a sundial on you, whether in your bag or on your article clothes, and it should look unique to you.
In the ground.
Huh.
I don't know.
I
Hold on. Why
think someone might have told me, but
I'm trying to stop.
first time I've actually looked at it.
It's holding back a little bit.
It's quite beautiful.
Going to pluck.
Thank you.
Just take the knife away.
If you open it up, it'll show you what affinities you are skilled at, and it should keep you protected in the town from any vital harm. And it tells the time.
I doubt that I'm...
We're not trusting you with pointy sharp, pointy
been such a long time since I've done any healing.
He kind of taps the hand.
Oh, you're a healer. That's fantastic.
I'm a merchant.
I only know medicinal.
I started off as a healer, but it was more profitable to sell my supplies, and then it just kind of snowballed, and I ended up getting more and more merchandise, and I just ended up getting so much money.
Didn't come back for like a month. All right.
Well, it shows how skilled you were. And if you're ever interested with your business and your social dynamics, but if you're interested in learning more about healing, I know someone who would love to help out. Or if you would like to practice more,
We're gonna need a lot
I know
of
that there's
incense for
individuals
this
that would love that help. Oh? Exorcism. Will you be okay, Sir Alexander?
Do I need my soul for this, or?
I'm fine. The punch didn't hurt that bad.
The punch? Sir Erhard, did you punch him?
I'm afraid so. I had no other choice. He was overflowing with chaos magic, and even though both me, Pip, and Moi's brother were all channeling magic into him, it's like the chaos inside of him kept surging past it. So he asked me to punch him out. I did.
I think that they have things handled, though. Miss Elizabeth here, I offered to have her join us on the discussion with Saya. She has a lot of skills in negotiating and socializing, especially in a business sense, and with what Saya's wanting to do with the guild, I thought it would be good for the two to meet. If that is all right with you.
I think that's very wise.
As long as that's okay with you, Miss Elizabeth.
Yes, it would be more than okay. Honestly, I'm not really sure what else I can do.
I think you have so many skills and possibilities yet to be discovered. I think your primary one is assisting others, especially in negotiations, it sounds like. And until we can find your money, I think that this might be the best thing to keep you occupied and help assist the town if you are interested in doing that.
Yes, I guess so.
Alright, we should find Sir Saya. It might be good to, again ask Fee if she can alert him ahead of time, but I keep putting so much on them. I feel bad.
Yes, I can tell. Are you sure you're feeling well right now?
Yes. I am a little winded, but that's because of outside sources.
Sorry, it was just written all over your face how upset you are. I guess you're doing better now.
I'm more so sad that you had to punch Sir Alexander, but we should be all right going forward, I think. If you both are ready.
Yes.
If it's all right. Right now I should probably go see that exorcism. I was with Alexander when he was having his lapses. It's best if someone more physically capable is around.
Certainly. I'll speak with Trisyra, and we will discuss things there.
I'll join you as soon as possible.
Certainly. I'll see if we can speak in his building. I believe his building's the one closest to the farm, or at least across the road.
Right. I'll keep that
Thank
in
you.
mind, but I'll be there soon. Thank you.
Certainly. All right. All right. Shall we?
Yes.
Sir Graces.
Yes?
Have you seen Trisyra?
Not in the last half an hour or so. At least he
I see.
wasn't on
Thank you
this
very
level of the town.
I see. That helps a lot. Thank you very much.
Of course.
Have you had a chance to see the higher level?
Yes, I have.
Would you like to take the portal or possibly go up the stairs?
Whichever you prefer. I wouldn't mind following you.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Liza's is attending to other matters.
Checking to see if the mausoleum is.
Pardon us. Excuse us. Apologies.
We don't have enough room in the mausoleum anymore.
Saya's guild is called Maiden's Voyage, and I actually believe that they are one of still learning to define what they're capable of, but they do work with businesses. I do know that for sure, especially many of the other guilds and groups. It's actually part of the discussion we're having with them, is determining what they are capable of and what they are wanting to do going forward. I think you'd give a lot of insight on what they can do with their structure if they're needing it.
Sure.
Also very irritable and very hard to be around people.
Knock knock.
Without going into
Anyone home?
I will try to get the guild members to donate blood weekly to make sure that does happen for free.
Yeah, sure. It sounds like a decent
Maiden's
way
Voyage?
to,
Everyone doesn't have to.
get that
Hold on,
solved.
I'm going down. Here I come.
Oh, well, that's a lot easier than having to salvage it. Oh, hunt people.
Look at that! It's just offering up a whole snack bar.
Greetings. If you or any of your members are free, I believe that we're available to talk now. Sir Earhart is helping with an exorcism, but I'm here and available if you're available currently.
No.
Yeah, we're just.
It was
We're not really
medical
discussing anything
purposes, like some people
private
who
upstairs.
Need,
We can.
blood
Feel free to come in,
transfusions
both of you.
and,
Are they with you,
Thank
or
you.
did you need anything else?
Oh yes.
wrong with their blood and they need
This is Miss Elizabeth. She, with what you were discussing before in regards of like trading and export and such, she actually has quite a lot of skills from her land in regards to trading and business and such, and I thought maybe introducing the both of you to discuss ideas and concepts might be a good idea.
money, essentially.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Or coin, I
I'm
suppose.
Saya.
And
Let me get the other members to get off the
it's one
roof,
thing that you
and
need.
then we can all
Human
like
blood into
get
human-
started.
creatures
Does it matter how many of us are here for it?
replace
Oh, however many you would like. If you want everyone to sit in, I'm more than comfortable with that. Unfortunately, I'm the only representative currently for the defenders, but everyone's quite busy.
This is more of a friendly relation, so it doesn't have to be all serious. And a few of them are trying to watch how I guess I deal with establishing business relationships or other things, so they wanted to sit in. But if you want it to be just me and you, it can be.
Type O.
I'm fine with whatever you and your guild are most comfortable with.
I got you. All right. Well, first, for now, we come upstairs.
Some not so much. Like
Oh,
type
certainly.
O is a very rare blood type that kind of worked for both A's and B's, if I remember right.
Your
I
home
might
is
be
gorgeous.
remembering this wrong. I was not
We do.
I wasn't in
fine.
the medical field. I was
Feel
a
free to
fast
take
food
a seat
worker.
right here.
So
Thank you very much.
think of like a chef in a
And
tavern.
I'm going
but,
to
they make food
pull
really
up
quickly and
for
get it
1
out to people
second.
really quickly, so they can get the food and go.
Certainly.
Oh, that sounds rather convenient.
It is. Didn't pay for much, but it was a service people required, and it was one of the few I was able to do. So.
All right, I understand.
How are you, Miss Elizabeth?
Well, thank you. I really appreciate
Hopefully
it.
none of this is too jarring.
It's.
Oh, I was just gonna say, yeah, I don't mind donating. Like,
I might have lied
I
earlier.
have the necessary things here to.
It wasn't a small
I would
sum
say
of
that
gold in my
everybody would
bag.
donate blood to you because we don't know what
It
effects this
was my
species
entire
has probably
fortune
would
in
have
that.
on you from drinking it.
It was a bag of holding.
I would be very, very, very excited.
So
to
it's
see
a
what-
little
Want to find out?
jarring knowing it's lost.
Absolutely.
Hey, can we not fraternize in front of the guildmaster?
May I
Anyway.
share something with you?
Of course. Been nothing but kind, despite the fact that I didn't pay you anything.
Jojo, you're gonna be my best friend and you don't even realize it.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
As a member of the Defenders, we never ask for anything in return. All we want to do is help and make sure everyone's happy and peaceful, to the best of our ability.
The part where I lick the blood off of the
stop.
sword.
Stop.
Um,
I know
but
what you were talking about.
I've also lost something extremely
When you
important
go
to me.
downstairs, we have guests.
In
We're supposed to be doing a little.
my time within Sundial, I have lost
Probably get more people to help with protection.
many things from my mother.
Like, not getting in each other's way.
I can't remember any details of her. I
Hmm.
worry that I've traded that away as well in the sweeping winds of all the things that happened here. But I've given away the only thing she ever gave me.
That's basically
A
how
ring,
things.
passed down from generations.
If you have any input or anything you want to say or add to the
If it helps, the people that I've met here,
I went to a
and
very
the
small area,
learned experiences and memories and love, has made that loss feel less weighted. It does get better. It's not always so bad, I promise. Hello, Sir Seiya.
Hey, I just didn't want to interrupt you. I just thought about
no,
it. We
you're
have like
alright.
4 people, and this area is pretty small. There's like a whole living area downstairs that we should go to with couches and whatnot.
Oh, certainly.
Sorry I have you
Miss
moving so
Elizabeth.
much.
Oh, it's alright. I am still very sorry for your loss. I understand the weight you might carry to at least a small degree.
Gold can always be replaced. Heirlooms like that is always irreplaceable.
Oh, since there's so limited chairs, I'm happy to stand if anyone else would like to take a seat.
Please take a seat. They can stand. They're fine. Or
Oh,
they can just sit anywhere.
certainly.
Jojo, there's room on the couch.
I'm good.
Alright.
Okay, so you can begin the previous conversation from what we discussed.
Yes, I believe we were wanting to discuss a friendly relation in determining what your guild is wanting to do and what the defenders are more defined in doing, so that way we are not intersecting with each other's work too abrasively or any way that is going to harm one another's path. If we are picking up a job that is needing A, B, and C, if we find out you've done B, it might help us or harm us in determining C. I don't believe that this analogy is holding
I'm following
water.
Completely. All right. So what I'd like to do, for starters, is this is before we were getting established and figuring out what it is we wanted to do. Now that I understand what it is I want to do more, which is importing and exporting, I don't think we'll be bumping heads with anything it is that we want, unless you decide you'd want to, I guess, for some reason, go pick up carts for somebody and move it.
I think it actually helps us not have to worry about that so much anymore.
Yeah, and in exchange, sometimes we will, like, I guess not exchange, but we would sometimes need guards, I guess, on hand. And
we are more than happy to protect.
Fighters aren't very, the Fighters Guild isn't very, I don't want to talk about any other groups, but let's just say I'd only deal with the defenders in this regard.
That's fair. We try to practice formations and structures within moving, especially through areas. So we have trained military experience in protecting goods, especially when it's going through and traversing unknown lands.
Then you'd be perfect for what it is we want.
Thank you.
So I'm very self-serving, and I'm upfront about that. I think that, like, everything is a give-take. So you offer us protection, and we give you
nothing.
Right, that doesn't work for me, though.
Nothing.
I think it actually arguably quite does. You are self-serving. We hope to help you serve that self.
Yeah, but, like, think of why. Let me.
You should at least look into options for breaking even. That way you don't go into negative.
I don't do IOUs. Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm getting at. The IOU thing.
You would need to use supplies to, you would have to, even if there's no trouble because of the protections in town, there's still, cost of food for the troops that you would use for the protections. There's still the
I got an idea.
time. You can't
How
have
about-
the troops in certain areas.
How about for the protection, like, we give you a small portion of the things that we bring in and pretty much get you your people that are going with us fed. Make sure they don't have to worry about bringing their own food or things.
If you just make sure that those who would be going with you to help defend you are fed and have maybe a bedroll, that's all we would require. Believe it or not, we don't take payments simply because it is always the right thing to do, even though that's the primary goal. It's because it's our values. We are upholding our values and our demands. Our God tells us our 5 structures, and if we're not following that, we're not being true to our knightlyhood. It is, in a way, arguably still selfish.
Yeah, I guess so.
What would you do if you run out of supplies? Like, for example, if you lose any weapons or... Well, I meant more on her side. If you, maybe you're guarding them in the attempt to defend their property, maybe people's swords break or, you have a way of replenishing that without a great cost on your organization?
Yes, we do. We are actually going to be speaking with someone after this meeting on joining the Defenders, who is a skilled blacksmith. And then we also have a leather worker we're speaking to after as well. We are also going to be recruiting possibly a couple other members in regards to their skills outside of just combat. many of the members within are multifaceted in different capabilities. Plus, many of the things that we'll go to, we focus in trade. Whereas we are not always able to provide items for trade, many of the things we do for the town, we do without ask. So when we do need things like food, items, or metals even, we ask for preemptive trade. As in the past I've had to enchant items with Sir Vesper. I had asked what quest he's needing done, and I will pick up work and go forward for him, whether to replenish his ability or his items to continue his abilities, or handle any concerns on his plate. But with a lot of our structures internally already being founded, it is a big part of why we want to be so selfless. The town does need support, and frankly, our values do demand that we be supportive. You are not losing anything. There will never be an IOU placed on your shoulders, a demand for you to do anything for us. That is against our values.
Right, and while I don't disagree with that, it's just I prefer equivalent exchanges. You get give takes. That's how I deal. I am a man of business, so I don't like to do anything for free, nor do I like to receive things for free. Go ahead.
If I may, let's say your people are going out with us. I think, given how Saya's thinking here is, if you were to lose weapons or such in the, I guess, during the travels, and if we have we have the materials to be able to replace said weapons, could we not use that as a way of repaying almost, where we can provide them with some supply from our supply line, focusing more on what they need to be able to make weapons?
Well, for the most part, the only reason we're getting defenders is because our clients should know that these routes or what we're doing is dangerous. So there is a chance that we can lose the whole cargo rather than just some. But if there is something we can replace ourselves, why wouldn't we, right?
I think a fair trade might be if we have any damaged goods, coming off of your idea. Any damaged goods within the travel could be replaced by your guild, instead of us relying on ourselves to replace it as we normally would. And that would help ease a lot of the burden. That would be a fantastic payment, as it isn't the first time that we have lost armor or weaponry in battles, especially great battles.
Exactly.
Realistically, I would ask the employer to make either over or give us a small percentile of what they are making. So if something did break on the journey, we still have some. We'd have some left, and we can use what was supposed to be ours to replenish what was there.
And if anything, too, it is something that I think would be very beneficial. If you are open to this concept, or proposal, I should say, when you are moving something for someone and there is a payment given, if you would like to keep a percentage for the defenders in case there's any lost income or items or anything on our end, that could be replaced, but if not, you keep that on hand and just keep a backup so that there is any particular things.
Yeah, that was always the plan. It would be, let's example, if we have 10 boxes, we probably take 10-20%, so like 2 of our for ourselves, and then maybe if one breaks, we'll take the one that we kept for our own and put it in the pile that was supposed to be delivered anyway.
That would be perfect. I am very comfortable with this if you all are.
Yeah, I'm fine with the exchange. Anyone else has anything to add to the conversation?
The idea with service without cost is strange to me, but
I agree.
I suppose we could probably arrange something along the lines of what you suggested. Besides, it's entirely possible we could come across ores and similar things in some of our trades, and if you're getting a smith, maybe we could help you keep your forges full.
Yes.
That would be very helpful. I am sure Sir Red would very much appreciate that as well. And to help explain, we do follow this specific set of values, this particular, I suppose, perceivable selfless set of values, because it is mostly based off of our religion. We mainly follow the orders of a god. Not all of us, but that is where our values do come from. So, that might help explain some things.
Yes, it does shed
I
some
mean,
light.
Whatever you use to make you a good person is on you. I'm like this with no religion. You're like that with one. Doesn't make a difference, right?
I suppose. There are many people that don't rely on religion with the same mindset, I guess. But, with that said, too, Miss Elizabeth here, if it is alright, may I introduce you, or have you introduce yourself? As, I understand that, you have a lot of insight and intrigue in regards to business, at least a lot of experience.
Yes. My name's Elizabeth Colton. I was a fairly successful merchant in my world.
What did you deal in?
I eventually kind of got involved in everything.
What is everything?
I became a monopoly.
Right, but oh, I have a question for you now. Does everything involve slave trading?
No, of course not. That was illegal.
I'm just making sure.
It's a fair question, given where all we come from.
Yeah.
I might have gotten a massive... might have been a horrible person, but I at least never stooped that low.
That's fair. And what are you, what are you looking to gain here from us? Or just being here?
She was very kind to me. I'm here to assist her. She asked me to come with her. And to be honest, she's the only person that's ever been so kind to me despite not giving her any money. She never asked anything in turn.
That's fair. Yeah, they are very nice to a fault. Well, I mean, I guess I wouldn't ask you for anything myself, especially if you'd be very helpful around here, and I could always use more hands.
I have to think about it. I'm kind of in the middle of thinking about a lot of things.
Yeah, there's no pressure or rush. We'll be here for ever, hopefully.
Well, at least until we find a way out.
I don't mean like here forever. I mean like, because the plan is to move all this to a ship at some point, and then we just set sail.
Didn't you say they never came back?
I have not heard any tales of anyone coming back. Is this a ship that you're hoping to construct for seas? I thought I had heard you wanted to make an airship?
I haven't gone that far as to say what type of ship I'll make yet. I do know that, like, the plan is to travel, if possible. Especially if the world starts to open up and then different areas get available for us. It'd be nice to have, like, small bases in different areas with different people running the establishment.
That's a good idea. I will say though, within where we were before, back in old Sundial, I would hear tales of people swimming out or even sailing out into the ocean where they could. And I'd hear tales from merfolk of creatures out in the ocean.
Right. Well,
that would harm others, so please do be careful.
Your focus is primarily on the water, but I don't just mean like setting sail. I just mean exploring different places of the land. Like, Yumo is from Burrow, if I'm not mistaken. Hopefully I said that right. And there are different, apparently there are, you know me. My bad. From Burrow, and there are different areas aside from just this one, like Burrow. And
I see.
yeah, so it's not water-based specifically. That'd probably just be the best way of transportation, is what it looks like, because as you can see, the sea is very vast, if possible. But if not, we can still establish different ways. It could be airship, it could be whatever.
That's good to know. I will have worries still, but I feel like I carry that with me regardless. Please do stay safe as best as you can.
Yeah,
It is
I'll try,
dangerous
but
out
you
there.
know,
Terribly.
nothing ventured, nothing gained.
I suppose that's true.
Well, I hope we came to a consensus on what we're all gonna do. Like, not all we're gonna do, but like for our things.
I think so. I will go ahead and write up a forum detailing the things we went over currently to the best of my ability and detail it as much as I can. And I will send it to you all for your approval and read over. Feel free to edit it as much as you would like. That script is something I would like us to work on collaboratively, if that is all right.
I got you. The only thing that
Alright.
I won't like I'll stand on 100% is you have to get something from us, whether it be food or anything. You have to get something. Like, it just won't be us giving and then you like, well, we're fine with that. Because I'm not.
I am very selfish in this request. If you are to provide any food, I would like to try new things. That is only on me. I have not had a lot of different varieties of foods. And that would be a great, great payment. I
Jojo
feel
is
like it's almost unfair.
a cook.
Mm.
So
She's introduced me to so many delicious meals. I am consistently impressed by how many flavors there are. It's shocking and consistently eye-opening.
And I've only just scratched the surface. More trade, more of this. I'll have access to more things, and I can make more dishes.
Potato
when you
fries.
said that, I was
Those.
thinking that was a fish joke for no reason. Never mind.
Yeah. It's
Um,
okay, get him in. It's alright.
But I do like this offer. I think it is very fair and very considerate. Thank you very much.
I just don't believe in giving things for free or taking things for free.
I believe that's fair. I can understand. And I apologize that this was a difficult roadblock.
No, we all
But
have
I'm-
things we stand by, right? I don't think it's difficult.
It's better to sort those things out early on.
Very true, yes. I do have about 4 more meetings today, so I unfortunately am needing to go. But if any of you are needing anything whatsoever, please do not hesitate. Again, I'll try and write something up and provide it to you, so that way you all can review it. But till then, Miss Elizabeth, is there anything you would like to do that I can assist you with, or would you like to take some time for yourself?
No, I very much appreciate it. I'm glad I could at least help convince you a little bit to at least go to a neutral position so you don't. There is such a thing as going bankrupt supplies, even if you're not making money. Charitable organizations can go into the negative if they're not careful, so should at least try to go into the neutral.
That is true. That is fair. Thank you very much for your assistance. Sir Erhard, if you're wanting, I can catch you up on what was discussed, and we can convene before meeting with others.
Alright.
Thank you very much, everyone, and I do hope you all have a wonderful day.
Thank you. You as well.
Take care. Also,
Thank you.
by the way, to follow up with what they just told you about giving too much, there's a religion that back from where I come from that states something like you give when your cup runneth over. And I guess anything inside the cup that you take out to give to someone else is stealing from yourself. So, while it is good to give people things, you don't take anything from inside the cup. Just what you have to give.
I suppose that's fair. I'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
Take care.
You as well. All right. Shall we? Miss Elizabeth, also.
Wow, that went.
If you would like, I can introduce you to the Healers Guild at some point, if you're wishing.
It's been a very long time since I've done any healing. I'd be surprised if I could do any of it anymore. But
I imagine that it's going to be something that'll reawaken quite quickly. The lands here do wonderful things with magic, I think.
Do you really not seek to enrich yourself of any kind?
I think that's the problem. I don't know.
No. I never ask for anything because I don't believe that it is something I need to demand. Oftentimes, kindness like this is paid forward. In fact, in this town, it's done more so than I've ever seen before.
I have a lot to think about.
Feed yourself, you know?
Thank you. I need some time to think. Thank you.
If you do need us, though, please go to the teal tents. Just that direction. We'll try and help as best as we can.
Thank you. I cannot thank you enough. Thank you.
Be past me. So if people thought of me that way, I probably wouldn't care.
All right. Would you like to meet anywhere to speak?
Excuse me?
It is rather small. That is my issue. The fighting pits used to have more space. That place does not.
Well, there's still that field next to.
But I didn't know. I mean, that makes sense. That I do mushroom magic.
Oh,
so
I remember meeting you.
They start growing.
It was a few weeks ago.
I remember meeting you.
Yeah.
There it was.
Yeah, I mean, you went. I was explaining that the town moved. I've been using the thing forever. Dude shows up, tells me to get the fuck out.
Thank you.
Lawrence has been attempting to for
Track,
dude.
I will never.
This is the first I've
I
ever
will
heard of
find
this, and I have run
myself.
food for
Oh,
over
yes,
I barely
you
know
will.
you.
I need
have so much
comfort
power.
and reassurance. Alas,
In the
yes,
town.
Horatio.
Since you prefer to write it,
And I don't want to mock him, but God, it's like riding through me. Faye. All the things. I mean, everyone's stuck in Faye land.
I have not yet. I've been trying to organize.
But organization is not very easy, especially when everyone keeps interrupting folks with things that are not You can always start your own tavern.
John.
Hmm?
Good. We don't have anything on the upper floor.
But that has been Lawrence's. He's kind of come with the place. That's been Lawrence's.
Yeah, I know. It's
since
just
he got here.
Still, but with the way patterns go, it just seems that with this new land, it's that a group gets something. A group is allowed to claim a building. A group is allowed to claim a plot of land. And a group is allowed to do things.
Yes.
One person all of a sudden able to own
Thought I heard my name.
So, we've gone on a quest, and we're going to make an axe now to open up the tree so we can go to the forest.
Wait, what?
Apparently, okay, so there was this riddle. We got some items. Now we need to make an axe out of the items, so we can open up the tree to go into the forest.
I don't have any control over this.
Okay, do you need a leather handle or like a leather grip? Like, is
If
it
you
a
can do
specific
anything, that
kind
would be
of
good.
axe?
I don't know if you'll be needed or not, but having someone who knows leatherworking probably is better than not.
I mean, if you need help, I'm willing to help any way I need.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know where the tiefling went, so here, I'm gonna check over there. The rest of the people are up there.
Literally helped me save.
He should be. I saw him on my way. He should be in here.
I've never had my debt called in before, so it's.
Yeah, there he is.
Oh, I can do that. Yes, quite easily, in fact.
Mind you, though, what I would like you to do for me is don't get rid of the pulp. I don't want it in the fluids, but keep the pulp on the side. We're going to use that as well.
Okay, so separate the pulp and get the juice. I can do that.
Two things.
Thank you
Do
very
you
much.
think you'll need a
And
leather
the skin.
worker?
Keep the skin. A leather worker?
I'm unsure.
I shouldn't. As it turns out, I believe the vines are meant to be both the handle and the holder, so I'm playing with that as well. I'm also having to sing to it so every the instrument stays fine. I shouldn't need a leather worker. I don't think.
Well,
There you
if
go.
you do, you know who to find.
Exactly.
Yeah, and so you guys know, apparently the process is going to take like a day or so.
He's been there. Dude never came to me when I showed up.
So damn. He doesn't come to you. You go
I like
to him.
carrot cake. My mother made it once. It's actually really good.
In the tavern.
I think so, but then again, it just still tastes good.
Lawrence has lost a lot more
than most of us.
That
I think he's
yeah.
fine in his position.
One thing I'm going to say just for now, to say that someone's lost more than most, you need to know their future. You need to know their past first. Little unfair to say.
He has been
I don't
here
know
for
what he's
18
lost, and I
years.
would not want to compare.
He has
Pardon?
been next door to me for the entire 18 years. I know a little. The
So while
library
I
that
don't
was
know any of it,
attached to the tavern.
Sorry, just comes off as a little. I don't know what the word
Yes,
for it
I
would be in
understand.
common, but
A little bit, what's the word for it? Uppity, presumptuous, etc., etc. I don't know him because I've spent 18 years with them.
Okay, are you going to grab the book or are you going to go talk to Lawrence?
I also like tiramisu cake too.
Am I the asshole here?
I just walked in, so I'm not 100% sure, but
You're not the asshole.
Because if I'm the asshole, I'd rather know.
I'm gonna be honest,
Like-
she's kind of a bit of a bitch from what I've seen. So, I mean, take that as you will. Stopping a whole Faye thing just for lunch, and then getting mad, and then worrying everyone around. Not my cup of tea.
Like, I just wanted to make people food, and then I had no idea the dude claimed the tavern for himself. Like, I didn't know you could do that. I barely know the guy. He's barely around. I've been around more than him. In the like when I've been active, I've been around more than he has. I've done a fair bit for people when I've seen him do not as much.
okay, let's. What is going on? I heard there's a possibility of opening
I
up.
got kicked out of the tavern kitchen because I was asked, "Hey, Julian, can you make us something tasty to eat?" I said, "Sure." I go behind the counter. I'm gonna go start to prep. The mayor apparently goes, "No, Julian, get out." And I'm like, "Excuse you, you don't own this place." And then he's like, and he's like, "Actually, I do." And all right, papers. And he points to some stuffed animal in the corner that goes, "That's the proof. That's all the proof I need." And I look at it and I'm like, "Okay, fine then. You own this place. May I cook in your kitchen?" And before I could get the rest of the words out, he said, "No. Maybe a little more kind next time." I'm like, "Motherfucker, you told me to get the fuck out when I was just going to prepare people food. I would have probably made him food too. But no, he wants to be the one to make everybody food when I basically have to pay back a debt." Because people said, "Hey, Julian," like, I owed people. I said, in true honesty, to the people that helped me with Mango's thing at the Gemstone Garden, I said, for everybody that helped me, I would owe you the greatest meal that I could prepare. And so Adagio said, "Hey, Julian, I want to call in that favor. I want you to make us a lovely meal." And so that whole thing happened. Now, how the fuck is it fair that I lose my grove and Pine loses hers, slapped into one, thrown to everybody else saying, "This is open for everybody. Nobody can own it because larger organizations can own things." Like the Defenders, completely fair. You guys have those tents. That's fine. That's good. But how one person gets to own a fucking tavern? Where the fuck is the consistency? New place, new rules for new everybody. So he gets to keep a tavern when I've never heard of him owning the tavern even in the old place. What the fuck is my answer? What the fuck is my question?
What, you mean Lawrence?
I'm happy for you.
Yeah, I barely know the fuck. I've never seen him do anything useful. He's only been an obnoxious prick to everybody.
Well, he's always been behind the tavern, but he's not. I know other people that have cooked there, but I know he owned the tavern.
Yeah. So, universal thing for people to just cook behind the tavern. Yet I'm the one that gets fucking yelled at.
I don't know. Maybe there's something to that. I don't know. But it definitely does not seem like a 100% fair situation, considering, again, there's been other people that have worked behind the tavern.
Right? And also, like, nobody owns any of these buildings. Like, maybe, like, we have a graveyard. I guarantee you Moi and her brother don't even fucking own that place because it's because I guarantee you it's the town morgue.
I mean,
I don't think her and her little organization have enough pull. Or if they do, then good. They have enough people to support their claim for it.
I mean, I've claimed a bed.
Usually,
just because I was tired of sleeping in bushes.
Ooh, oh my god.
You crawled over.
I'm not a part of the staff or anything here, but I understand that this is also like a genuine concern, but could we, talk to the people that this would be able to be fixed by?
No, this is all in character. This is all in character.
Okay,
This is all in
I'm sorry,
character. I apologize.
I had to talk to Cadence as well because it seemed like there was a confusion on character bleed. So sorry about that.
No. This is all like for whatever is going on out of game. No, that's fine. Like probably for the whatever reason in game he's got it. Julian, understandably, is mad on the in-game information that he's got. Apologies if I put too much anger into it.
Just wanted to make sure. No, just because like I talked to Adagio, just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Again, it's a game. Like, it's all good.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can put some anger into my characters. I'm sorry, I put a lot of heart and soul into these characters.
No, you're good, dude. It was less you, more I had to have some words.
Your Honor, I plead whoopsie daisy. Cards up. It's fine. I'll just prepare food other ways then for people. Maybe picnic at the gemstone.
You'll have to forgive me. I'm not trying to be smart. I just can't think of a better way of putting it. It sounds like there were hotheads all around, and maybe it's good to talk things out after things have cooled off. Again, I am sorry. I don't. I know you're a fighter being.
No,
I'm
it's
not
fine,
trying to be an ass or anything.
No, it's fine. Like, fire jokes are funny, but it's more so, it's like, you know, when trying to douse me is kind of like, that actually hurts. So that's like throwing a knife at somebody being like, haha, isn't this funny? So fire jokes, they're funny. I'm a bard. I got a good sense of humor. But, like, you know, call me hothead, short wick, you know, all those other things.
I haven't seen anyone take control of the tavern since the town changed. It's very possible that, you know, with the town changed and everything, you know, he's just trying to hold on. I mean, he lived here for 143 years. He's human. Or, I mean, I seen him turn into like a stork or something. I'm not necessarily 100% sure what he is. But regardless, non-elves, it's not very common for most non-elves or elementals or what have you to live past 100. So he lived here for a very long time. And then he lost the thing that he had for 140. For our elves, and I'm assuming you're very long-lived as well, that's a blinking of an eye for us. But for a human, it's almost double their lifetime. He probably thought he was never going to lose it, and then he did. And now he's in a new place.
I can understand.
So it's very possible that it's just, maybe that's what happened. And maybe after some cooling down, and maybe it would help to talk to him a bit. Let him know that you're not taking over, you are just helping out to make food once, you know.
No, like, I think logically, I don't own anything. Not anymore, anyway. I thought I had my fire grow. It was nice. It was a gift. Don't have that anymore. Am I annoyed? Yes. Am I sad? No. It's still a lovely garden that I'm going to continue to use. That is going to be fun for everybody, and I'm going to continue to use it as a central ground for any activity that I do. I don't own it, so I can't, like, you know, ask anybody to leave. I can ask people to politely leave if I want to have a private conversation with anybody, but I can't do anything of, like, saying, this is my place, and I say you get the fuck out.
I do understand that
frustration.
frustration.
Like, apparently he has. Yeah.
I'm just saying he probably feels the same kind of frustration.
Yeah, like I can understand that some new upstart shows up and does everything, but there's ways of going about that without being a cunt.
And I totally agree. I wasn't there, but it sounds like there were some
logic and
emotions that were in play. And
I just wanted to cook food for people, and all he had to do was do things a little better. Because he basically said, get the fuck out of the kitchen. Right off the bat. Not much else. And then I was like, excuse me? Like, I was more flabbergasted that somebody would speak so rudely to me first. And, like, all I did was basically just go behind the counter and just prepare to cook people food. That's all I did. And then he said, not my kitchen. Not my kitchen. Get out. So, and look, what Adagio said is not fair to anybody. Like, I'm sorry. Look, like, oh, he's lost a lot. Motherfucker, I've lost an entire lifespan. I've died before. I lost an entire immortal lifespan. And I'm slowly getting my memories back for that. I have lost family. I have fought wars. I have seen brothers and sisters die in my arms and at other people's blades that I could not get there fast enough to defend. There's a reason these clothes are my old adventuring clothes. Like, I forgot about these for so long because these are what I used to wear to hunt down inquisitors and other mages that were turning my people into raw resources for their cruel, twisted magic. I was a Ember Knight of a King of Fire. I cannot remember his name, but I remember the vows that I made to protect the people that were not seen as normal because of people that were mortal.
And
that whole thing of, but you see, I don't ever try to push that on anyone. I am not that kind of asshole that lets my scars try to put. I don't push my scars on other people. I just try to be nice. I just try to be considerate, and I try to be understanding. All I would have had to hear from that motherfucker was, "Hey, Julian, this is my tavern. I'm going to take over cooking on this one. You take a break." Something kind and something understanding was all it needed to take. He started with something on the aggravated level of just being a dick. And I retaliated in kind because I thought he basically tried to just bully me out of a tavern. That I was going to prepare food for other people. I've also seen other people starve too.
I have not had a chance to test your mushroom.
Mr. Julian, it's okay. I understand that you're upset. I think Mr. Lawrence is just
It
he's a bit of
seems
a
I
hurt
have
guy.
come at a bad time. You know, it's
Probably not.
Other than that,
Oh, good, it's you.
Oh, whoa!
Who did you think it was that you would pull a gun on them?
Whoa! What's with the
Look, we've had
hostility?
enough weird.
Damn! Look.
We've had enough weird stuff. I didn't recognize the voice right off the bat, so.
Oh, okay. Whoa! Damn! I didn't realize I was upsetting that many people. Jeez. I know I could be a
You're
weird.
fine. You just. I've never known you to be able to go invisible. So.
It's a
pardon
new
me.
thing because you know. Ever
Good to
since
know.
the
I'll keep that at record.
It's
Maybe don't
into
jump
the
in front
invisibility
of someone as invisible with someone that has a gun. Just saying.
Oh, I'm well aware. I just thought he would recognize me by my voice, but apparently not. But the point
You
is,
had a you spoke with a slur right at the beginning. It's like, am I interrupting something? So you can imagine when you normally speak on a monotone voice, that was where I didn't understand who you were.
okay, just explain to me what happened, Julian. What happened?
I'll let you get back to it. I just wanted to say that I think Mr. Lawrence has something special about the tavern, and that's why he doesn't want people over there. I don't know what it is, but I'm pretty sure he's got something secret there, and maybe being in there would probably uncover it. Something that he doesn't want other people to know. That's what I figured. So he might be very touchy about it, and I know he probably could work on his people skills, but yeah. That's all I was going to say. I'll leave you to it if that heals you at all.
One thing, though. Were you there when that started? Like, were you there, like, front to end?
Not at the front. I caught middle of it. So, yeah, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Because I just want... No, you're fine, Mira. You're absolutely fine. My whole thing
I
was
know.
if I had... Because I would love somebody outside of me to clarify things that I say. To say that, like, no, Julian, you said this instead of that. Because emotions can run high and you can say things in the moment. So I wanted somebody who was there to witness it from the beginning to clarify what I might say. That's all. What I remember was people asked me, because you were there, Nerd, I'm pretty sure, when people said, hey, Julian, I'm gonna call in that debt. I want to have all of us have a nice, lovely meal. And I go, sure, let's head on down to the tavern. I get ahead of people to try to warm up the kitchen and whatnot. And somebody already walks in, and I go, hi, welcome to the tavern. What can I get you, or what would you like to drink? And then I can't even remember his name. Apparently, the mayor walks in and goes, not in my kitchen. Get out. Something along those lines. And I'm like, excuse me,
Lawrence, Mr. Lawrence.
Yeah, whoever. And basically tells me, get out of his kitchen. Yeah, white robe book. And I'm like, he's like, and I'm like, no, you don't own this place. And he's like, actually, I do. And I'm like, okay, papers. He points to a teddy bear that has a resemblance of him in the corner. And I'm like, huh. Okay, then. May I have permission to? And before I could say anything else, he said, no, get out. maybe next time act a little nicer. And I'm like, before I said any, like, I knew my rage was boiling. I just got out of there. I left. I knew I would have just started yelling at people, so I left. Rather just have people have a nice tavern environment. I'll leave.
I am
I don't think Julian's gonna cool down. And that's in character. Do you need help carrying whatever it is that you're carrying?
Oh, these are just 2 bowls of stew. Thank you, though. Do you need help with anything?
No, I'm not carrying anything. My hands are down, so I'm not carrying anything, but thank you.
He's living under a bridge and asking for toll. Take care.
What the fuck?
There you go. There you go. There you
You guys just missed out on the candy on the floor.
What?
You guys just missed out on the candy on the floor.
Do you have grounding here?
I
didn't know
actually, do we still have, a cell like we used to have?
This is all beyond me.
Somewhere I see a child or a teenager.
He's so cute.
One of
them is
That's
you want to tell me
Well, if you think about it, some reason it's just grounding.
Parts of me really wants to yell right now. Parts of me really wants to yell right now.
Yeah.
Wants to be what?
I got the second time around.
We could just put him in.
Parts of me wants to yell right now. Like I literally straight up want to yell.
Why?
I mean, having something like that around wouldn't be bad. Like, say someone gets, really drunk, like, all right, we're gonna throw
Basically
you.
insulting Julian, man. Come on.
We can ground him, and then
You heard one side from one
Make him
perspective.
go on a temporary suspension from.
So just keep that in mind.
Like basically, Julian has a point. Like who since when do we start saying who owns what?
He's the founder. He's not quite the leader. He's the founder, but it's under.
Like it's like who decided that?
We punish the whole group.
I mean, right now, the only thing it seems to be doing is crying.
That's what pisses me off now. And I actually, if I start losing my temper, you better hold me back from that. I'm only to the point already to the point where I don't care about the defender's code. Because no one insults one of my friends right there.
Instead is to ground him.
Well, Pat. You have fun with that. Just keep in mind that I'm 2,000 years old. I've seen many of situations, and sometimes there's a truth in the middle.
Sorry, I was kind of like listening in, but you mentioned Adventurers Guild.
I hope you've been enjoying your freedom.
It's better than I managed before, that's for sure.
I hope there hasn't been too many consequences to you getting freed.
None. Yet.
Mm.
There's consequences for every action. Good or bad. As far as I'm concerned, these are all good. Not like I'm gonna go off and start a war. People seem to be worried about that. Wars need men, women, weapons, logistics.
Yes.
Don't have the means.
None of
Connections.
which
All
I
my
was ever.
connections are dead.
I was never able to get any. I'm sorry, could you repeat that? I couldn't hear you.
I said, all my connections are dead. It's been 1,000 years.
And I got teleported here, so all of my connections and influence and all my things that I could use is gone, so I was hoping
Similar
people would
boat.
play it smart, but people wanted to go gung-ho about things. But then I realized it's, repeating my history and my mistakes is not a great idea. Maybe you'll find out the same thing.
Maybe. I'm not sure I see any reason to repeat them currently. Besides, as far as I'm concerned, the mistake was gambling with Oberon.
I almost made that mistake. I wanted the truth so bad that I was willing to go that far for it.
He's a tricky one.
But you don't have to worry about him. Apparently he's in a deep sleep. Longnose apparently did something to hurt him in some way.
I see. Huh. I wonder what that was. Not that I'm looking to.
Fed him his nuts, apparently. Apparently he didn't like the taste of his own acorns.
Oh. He still got that strange obsession then.
Yes. Longnose thought it would be a funny prank to make a pie with his acorns and feed it to him. He choked, he fell face down in a pond and drowned. The protections in town, I thought that would prevent that from happening, but apparently he did drown right in front of me, so I feel a little... I'd say I'd feel a little guilty, but given the story that you've given me, I don't feel as bad anymore.
He's something.
Sounds like he was personally responsible for. There are good fae. Pine has done a lot to protect this town, but there's also been some other fae that's been wanting to destroy the town. I don't necessarily trust. There are some...
What sort of fae was that that's causing problems? Out of curiosity.
Apparently Sorry, give me a second. Apparently one of the people from the Winter Court. Can't remember her name right off the top of my head, but big buff lady with antlers. Her mother wanted to destroy the town, and she did a lot to prevent the town from being destroyed. She hasn't been around since the town changed, so I do not know if she still wants to destroy the town or if any other... Since we apparently moved to entirely different locations, maybe new fae want to destroy us for taking up their land. And soon to be
It's happened a number of times. So.
You said all your connections are dead and gone.
Reputation, after all, is currency. Still might hold something back home, but those I know, gone. Don't see any reason they'd still be around.
As much as I regret my history and what I've done, Might be good to have a side. Maybe contact your contact.
John, real quick.
Yes.
Do you still have my chisel and hammer?
I left it on the bench. I put them on the bench out in the that you are working on this morning. On
Gotcha.
Brian's
Okay.
farm.
Alright, got it. Just want to be sure. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Might be good to get in touch with your contacts and see what kind of army we can raise. Wouldn't be hard. A backup option in case these new Fae are does us bad.
I'm always for backup options. And as far as the Fae are concerned, those like Oberon, there's a reason I was willing to gamble him. He's one of the ones that's a bit easier to deal with.
I'm glad we're on the same page, that it's not a entire Fae issue.
Oh, don't get me wrong. None of them can be trusted. They're slaves to their very nature. But there are some that are effectively harmless.
Let's go a little bit closer over here. In my world, we had some issues with the Fae. They didn't like the fact that we were putting rules on magic to prevent another serious catastrophe from occurring. So, we took action. We did manipulation. There were some Fae that were in favor of isolation. Some that were not so much. We took care of the ones that were non-isolationists, that wanted to fight against the rules, that wanted to be part of, make sure that magic was free and accessible and all, without rules and such. So I, played with the courts a little, manipulated things. Maybe some of these Fae that didn't want to play by what we wanted disappear.
I see.
Didn't need to destroy all of them. Just needed to nudge things a little. If you can't get us an army, maybe you can get us some things that we can use to nudge things in our favor.
Oh, that? I could certainly manage. Besides, it sounds like things have changed quite a bit with my home. For the better. So, I'm curious to see how different it is when I get back.
I see. Well, understandably, what I've told you is a little bit of a secret. No one else in town knows that I've done such things.
Well, I'll have you know this. I never sought to kill them all. In fact,
Neither did I.
if they'd been willing to leave, it would have been fine. All we tried to do was have peace for ourselves. And at the time, Sundial was certainly willing to help.
And
as far as I'm concerned, Burrow and Sundial are tied together. After all, they have the same roots.
I am willing to stand by. If it means keeping this place safe and everyone in it, everyone, regardless of who they are. As well as the Burrow.
I guess there's...
They seem like
What was
good
that?
people. The Burrow,
Ah. Some are. People are people.
Of course. It was the
There's good
same
ones,
back in my
bad
world,
ones.
but
Greedy ones.
we just want peace.
There's a lot there that are very, well, obsessed with status. Or they were.
I've seen that. The seller. Have you met the fox seller yet?
I think so.
The one with the hat.
Well,
They seemed a little into status. A little greedy, as you would put
when
it.
I did meet them, I was a bit indisposed, so I doubt they'd recognize me.
They've been selling some cursed items as magical items, for example.
Huh.
But I think we're on the same page.
I hope so.
I'm glad
Be
I
nice to
confided in
come
you.
across a few people here that are, you know, a little wiser to the world in its ways.
Well, between my age and what I've had to go through in my world, I definitely have some experience. Just again, why I don't necessarily trust all the Fae.
One shouldn't. One shouldn't trust everyone. Or, in some cases, anyone, depending on your predicament.
I don't expect you to trust me, but I am willing to help if you need it. I do have some interesting recipes as a former assassin.
I see. Well, there was a time I was certainly familiar with those of your trade. But that was a long time ago. And that family is long gone. Do you know, between you and I, the whole warlord thing, propaganda, more than anything, at least I feel like it. Did I do the things they said I did? Plenty of them. But they have a flair for the dramatic. Keep that in mind. I didn't go out seeking to be some general or some nonsense. I was a criminal, to put it bluntly. I was just skating by. But sometimes one thing leads to another. And then you find yourself put somewhere unexpected. And you become who you never thought you would. That's the way things were there. It was a bit cutthroat. But we brought order to it. I hope some of that order remained. We were better and stronger for it. And weren't at each other's throats.
I never had to worry about the cutthroat thing, but finding my way into a unexpected situation, well, that part I can understand.
Well, let's hope then that we end up not needing any of those sorts of things.
I hope not as well.
Maybe we can have a little easier road this time.
For now, I'm going to turn
Besides-
in. I
Have a
wanted
good evening.
to see how. I wanted to talk to you a bit. Gauge you a little bit, considering what I heard. See if you are someone to be trusted. And like you said, shouldn't trust people 100%, but
Never should.
I guess a good way of putting it is, I know who to hedge my bets with if things end up not turning the way I hope.
Fair. I can respect that. Besides, hedging my bets, oddly enough, is how I ended up in the situation I was in.
I did not mean to.
Just don't make my mistakes.
Yes. I almost did, but luckily, long nose. If nothing else, the fact that this town has so many wild cards, it can often help the situation. Maybe we wouldn't have to go to such drastic measures, but if we do, at least we know who we can rely on.
True. Likewise. Or you. Have yourself a pleasant rest.
You as well.
Thank you.
It's not selfish for you to want to share that hurt. Because we're here to share it with you.
And then bring it back. Exactly. And then we'll be able to go to expeditions in the sky.
Alright, I am ending it slightly early. Thank you everybody for watching. I hope you have a wonderful night. Good night. Good night.